What if the greatest secrets of human history were hidden not in the sands of Egypt or the ruins of Rome, but in the heart of Africa? Picture this: towering stone walls that whisper of a lost civilization, golden artifacts that tell tales of unimaginable wealth, and ancient manuscripts that hold the wisdom of a forgotten world. These are not just stories, they are the untold truths of the ancient African kingdoms, a legacy that has shaped the course of history in ways we are only beginning to understand. From the majestic pyramids of Kush to the intricate bronzes of Benin, these kingdoms were not just places of power, they were centers of innovation, culture, and mystery. Imagine a time when the Kingdom of Mali was so rich in gold that its ruler, Mansa Musa, could single-handedly disrupt economies across continents. Or consider the Dogon people, whose knowledge of the stars predates modern astronomy by centuries. These are just glimpses of the 50 secrets we are about to uncover, each one a piece of a puzzle that reveals the grandeur and complexity of Africa's ancient past. But why do these secrets matter? Because they challenge the narratives we've been told and invite us to see history through a new lens. They remind us that Africa was not just a backdrop to history, it was a driving force, a land of kings and queens, scholars and warriors whose stories deserve to be told. So, as we embark on this journey, prepare to be amazed, inspired, and perhaps even a little unsettled. Because by the end of this video, you'll see the ancient African kingdoms not as distant relics, but as living testaments to the ingenuity and resilience of humanity. Stay with us, because what you're about to discover will change the way you think about history forever. Now, let's step into the shadows of one of Africa's most enigmatic wonders, the lost city of Great Zimbabwe. Nestled in the heart of southern Africa, this ancient city stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of a civilization long gone. Picture massive stone walls, some reaching heights of over 30 feet, intricately constructed without the use of mortar. These walls, built with precision and care, curve and flow like the natural landscape itself, blending seamlessly with the rolling hills that surround them. But who built this marvel? The answer lies in the Shona people, a civilization that thrived between the 11th and 15th centuries. Great Zimbabwe was more than just a city, it was a hub of trade, culture, and power. Artifacts found here, like Chinese porcelain and Arabian glass beads, tell us that this city was a key player in a vast network of trade routes that stretched across the Indian Ocean. Yet the true purpose of Great Zimbabwe remains shrouded in mystery. Some believe it was a royal palace, a place where kings and queens held court. Others argue it was a religious center, a sacred site where rituals and ceremonies took place. And then there are those who think it served as a fortress, protecting its people from invaders. But perhaps the greatest mystery of all is its decline. By the 15th century, Great Zimbabwe was abandoned. Theories abound. Was it due to overpopulation, a shift in trade routes, or perhaps even environmental changes? Whatever the reason, the city's sudden fall left behind a legacy of stone and silence, a puzzle that archaeologists and historians are still piecing together today. As we stand before these ancient walls, we're reminded that Great Zimbabwe is more than just ruins. It's a story of human ambition, resilience, and the enduring quest for greatness. And as we move forward, we'll uncover even more secrets that reveal the depth and complexity of Africa's ancient kingdoms. Now, let's journey further back in time to the Kingdom of Kush, a civilization that once rivaled its northern neighbor, Egypt, in grandeur and ambition. While Egypt's pyramids are celebrated worldwide, the pyramids of Kush often linger in the shadows of history, waiting to be rediscovered. These hidden treasures, scattered across the deserts of modern-day Sudan, hold secrets just as profound as their more famous counterparts. The Kingdom of Kush flourished between the 8th century BCE and the 4th century CE, and its rulers were deeply inspired by Egyptian culture. but the Kushites didn't merely imitate, they innovated. Their pyramids, though smaller in scale, are striking in their design and purpose. Unlike Egypt's smooth-sided monuments, the pyramids of Kush feature steep angles and narrow bases, giving them a distinctive, almost needle-like appearance. What's even more fascinating is the sheer number of these structures. While Egypt boasts around 130 pyramids, Kush is home to over 250, making it the land with the most pyramids in the world. These pyramids served as tombs for Kushite kings, queens, and nobles, each one a testament to the kingdom's wealth and spiritual devotion. But why are the pyramids of Kush so often overlooked? One reason lies in their location. Situated in a remote and arid region, they've been less accessible to explorers and tourists compared to Egypt's iconic landmarks. Additionally, the narrative of ancient history has long been dominated by Egypt's achievements, leaving Kush's contributions in the background. Yet, the Kingdom of Kush was far from a mere footnote. It was a powerhouse in its own right, controlling vast territories and thriving as a center of trade, culture, and military might. The Kushites even ruled Egypt for a time during the 25th dynasty, leaving their mark on the land of the pharaohs. As we uncover the story of Kush's pyramids, we're reminded that history is often written by those who shout the loudest. But in the quiet sands of Sudan, the Kingdom of Kush whispers a tale of resilience, innovation, and a legacy that deserves to be heard. And as we continue our exploration, we'll uncover even more hidden gems that reveal the richness of Africa's ancient past. Now, let's turn our attention to the Benin Kingdom, a realm renowned for its artistic mastery and cultural sophistication. Nestled in what is now southern Nigeria, the Benin Kingdom flourished between the 13th and 19th centuries, leaving behind a legacy of breathtaking artistry that continues to captivate the world. Among its most celebrated creations are the Benin bronzes, intricate sculptures and plaques that showcase the kingdom's unparalleled skill in metalwork. These bronzes were not merely decorative, they were deeply symbolic, capturing the history, rituals, and power of the Benin Kingdom. Crafted using the lost wax casting technique, a method that involves creating a wax model, encasing it in clay, and then melting the wax to pour molten metal into the mold, the bronzes are a testament to the ingenuity and precision of Benin's artisans. Each piece tells a story, from depictions of royal ceremonies to scenes of daily life, offering a window into a civilization that valued both beauty and meaning. Yet, the story of the Benin bronzes is also one of loss and controversy. In 1897, British forces launched a punitive expedition against the Benin Kingdom, looting thousands of these precious artifacts. The bronzes were taken as spoils of war, scattered across museums and private collections in Europe and beyond. For decades, they were displayed as trophies of colonial conquest, their true origins and significance often obscured. Today, the Benin bronzes are at the center of a global debate about cultural restitution. Many argue that these artifacts, steeped in the history and identity of the Benin people, should be returned to their homeland. In recent years, some institutions have begun to repatriate the bronzes, acknowledging the injustice of their removal and the importance of restoring cultural heritage. However, the process is complex, with questions about ownership, preservation, and the logistics of return complicating the matter. As we reflect on the Benin bronzes, we're reminded of the power of art to connect us to the past and the responsibility we have to honor and preserve that connection. These masterpieces are more than just objects. They are a testament to the resilience and creativity of the Benin Kingdom, a civilization that continues to inspire and challenge us to this day. And as we move forward, we'll uncover more stories of Africa's ancient kingdoms, each one a piece of a larger puzzle that reveals the richness and diversity of the continent's history. Now let's journey to the ancient city of Axum, a place where towering obelisks rise like silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of a once mighty kingdom. These monumental structures, some reaching heights of over 100 feet, are not just feats of engineering. They are profound symbols of power, faith, and identity. The Aksumite obelisks, also known as stelae, were erected between the 1st and 4th centuries during the height of the Aksumite Empire, which spanned parts of modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. Each obelisk was carved from a single piece of granite, a material as enduring as the civilization that shaped it. The largest of these, the Great Stele, is believed to have stood at an astonishing 108 feet tall, though it now lies broken on the ground. The precision with which these obelisks were crafted is nothing short of remarkable. Their surfaces are adorned with intricate carvings, including false doors and windows, which some scholars believe represent the multi-story homes of the Aksumite elite. Others suggest these designs held spiritual significance, serving as gateways between the earthly realm and the divine. The obelisks were more than just architectural marvels. They were deeply tied to the religious and cultural life of Aksum. Many of these stelae marked royal tombs, serving as both monuments to the deceased and symbols of the kingdom's enduring legacy. The Aksumites practiced a blend of indigenous beliefs and early Christianity, and the obelisks likely played a role in their rituals and ceremonies. When Christianity was officially adopted in the 4th century, the obelisks became even more significant, embodying the kingdom's spiritual transformation. But how were these massive structures erected? This question has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. The obelisks weigh hundreds of tons, and the technology available to the Aksumites makes their construction all the more mysterious. Some theories suggest the use of ramps, levers, and pulleys, while others propose that the obelisks were carved and shaped in situ, or on site before being raised into position. Whatever the method, the sheer scale and precision of these monuments speak to the ingenuity and determination of the Aksumite people. Today, the obelisks of Aksum stand as a testament to a civilization that once rivaled the great empires of Rome, Persia, and Byzantium. They remind us of the rich cultural heritage of the Horn of Africa and the enduring legacy of a kingdom that shaped the course of history. As we continue our exploration of Africa's ancient secrets, these towering stones invite us to ponder the mysteries of the past and the stories they have yet to reveal. Next, we'll uncover the enigmatic Nok culture, whose terracotta figures offer a glimpse into one of Africa's earliest artistic traditions. Now, let's turn our attention to the Nok culture, a civilization that flourished in what is now modern-day Nigeria over 2,000 years ago. Known for their extraordinary terracotta sculptures, the Nok people left behind a legacy of artistry that continues to captivate historians and art enthusiasts alike. These figures, often depicting human forms with striking detail and expression, are among the earliest known examples of figurative art in sub-Saharan Africa. The terracotta figures of the Nok culture are remarkable not only for their age but also for their sophistication. Crafted with incredible skill, these sculptures showcase intricate hairstyles, elaborate jewelry, and expressive facial features, offering a glimpse into the lives and identities of the people who created them. Some figures are believed to represent ancestors or deities, serving as spiritual or ceremonial objects, while others may have been used to commemorate important individuals or events. What makes the Nok terracotta figures even more fascinating is the mystery surrounding their creation and purpose. The Nok people did not leave behind written records. So much of what we know about their culture comes from these artifacts. Archaeologists have uncovered thousands of these sculptures, often found in fragments, suggesting that they may have been intentionally broken as part of rituals or ceremonies. The exact meaning behind these practices remains unclear, adding to the enigma of the Nok civilization. Equally puzzling is the sudden disappearance of the Nok culture around 500 years after its emergence. Scholars have proposed various theories to explain this decline, ranging from environmental changes to shifts in trade routes or even internal conflicts. However, no single explanation has been definitively proven, leaving the fate of the Nok people one of history's enduring mysteries. Despite their disappearance, the influence of the Nok culture can still be felt today. Their terracotta figures have inspired generations of artists and continue to be celebrated as masterpieces of ancient African art. These sculptures not only highlight the creativity and skill of the Nok people, but also remind us of the rich cultural heritage that has shaped the continent for millennia. As we move forward in our exploration of Africa's ancient secrets, the Nok terracotta figures invite us to reflect on the resilience and ingenuity of a civilization that, though long gone, continues to speak to us through its art. Next, we'll delve into the maritime trade secrets of the Swahili Coast, where the Indian Ocean connected distant worlds and shaped the course of history. Shifting our focus to the eastern edge of the African continent, we now uncover the maritime trade secrets of the Swahili Coast, a region that thrived as a hub of commerce and cultural exchange for centuries. Stretching along the Indian Ocean from modern-day Somalia to Mozambique, the Swahili Coast was home to bustling port cities like Kilwa, Mombasa, and Zanzibar. These cities were not only centers of trade but also melting pots of cultures, where African, Arab, Persian, and Asian influences intertwined to create a vibrant and cosmopolitan society. At the heart of the Swahili Coast's success was its mastery of maritime trade. Swahili merchants were skilled navigators who ventured far beyond their shores, establishing trade routes that connected Africa with the Arabian Peninsula, India, and even China. They traded in a variety of goods, including gold, ivory, spices, and exotic woods, which were highly sought after in distant markets. In return, they brought back luxury items like Chinese porcelain, Indian textiles, and Persian glassware, enriching their own societies and fueling their economies. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Swahili Coast's trade networks was their ability to adapt and thrive in a constantly changing world. The monsoon winds, which blow in predictable patterns across the Indian Ocean, played a crucial role in their success. Swahili sailors timed their voyages to coincide with these winds, allowing them to travel vast distances with remarkable efficiency. This knowledge of the seas, passed down through generations, made them some of the most skilled seafarers of their time. But the Swahili Coast's trade was not just about goods, it was also about ideas. The exchange of cultures along these trade routes led to the development of the Swahili language, a unique blend of Bantu and Arabic that became the lingua franca of the region. It also gave rise to a distinctive architectural style, seen in the coral stone buildings and intricately carved doors that still stand in cities like Lamu and Stone Town. These structures are a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the Swahili people, who blended local traditions with foreign influences to create something entirely their own. Behind the bustling markets and grand architecture were the stories of the seafaring merchants who made it all possible. These individuals were more than just traders, they were adventurers, diplomats, and cultural ambassadors. They braved the dangers of the open sea, negotiated with foreign rulers, and built relationships that spanned continents. Their journeys were filled with risks, from storms and pirates to the uncertainties of distant lands, but they also brought immense rewards both for themselves and for their communities. The legacy of the Swahili Coast's maritime trade is a reminder of Africa's long history of global connections. Long before the age of European exploration, the Swahili people were forging links between continents, shaping the course of history through their ingenuity and enterprise. As we continue our journey through the secrets of Africa's ancient kingdoms, the Swahili Coast stands as a shining example of how trade and cultural exchange can transform societies and leave a lasting impact on the world. Next, we'll explore the legendary wealth of the Kingdom of Mali, where gold flowed like water and one ruler's pilgrimage became the stuff of legend. Now, let's journey westward to the heart of the Sahara, where the Kingdom of Mali rose to prominence as one of the wealthiest and most powerful empires in history. At the center of Mali's prosperity was its vast reserves of gold, a resource so abundant that it became the stuff of legend. The kingdom's wealth was not just measured in material riches, but also in its cultural and intellectual achievements, which left an indelible mark on the world. The gold trade was the lifeblood of Mali's economy, and its control over the precious metal made it a dominant force in trans-Saharan trade. Cities like Timbuktu and Gao became bustling hubs where merchants from across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe converged to exchange goods. Gold from Mali was highly prized, and its reputation reached far beyond the continent, drawing the attention of traders and explorers alike. One of the most iconic figures in Mali's history is Mansa Musa, the 9th ruler of the Mali Empire, whose pilgrimage to Mecca in the early 14th century became the stuff of legend. Mansa Musa's journey was not just a religious undertaking, it was a grand display of Mali's wealth and power. Accompanied by a caravan of thousands, including soldiers, officials, and slaves, he distributed gold so generously along the way that it reportedly caused inflation in the regions he passed through. His pilgrimage put Mali on the map quite literally, as his wealth and generosity were documented in maps and chronicles of the time. But Mansa Musa's legacy goes beyond his wealth. He was a visionary leader who invested in education, architecture, and the arts, transforming Mali into a center of learning and culture. Under his rule, Timbuktu became a renowned city of scholars, attracting intellectuals from across the Islamic world. The Sankore Madrasa, one of the oldest universities in the world, flourished during this period, cementing Mali's reputation as a beacon of knowledge. The myths surrounding Mansa Musa's pilgrimage often overshadow the broader story of Mali's gold wealth. While his journey is a testament to the kingdom's riches, it also highlights the interconnectedness of the medieval world. Mali's gold not only fueled its own prosperity, but also played a crucial role in global trade networks, linking Africa to the wider world. As we reflect on the kingdom of Mali's golden age, we see a civilization that was not just wealthy in material terms, but also rich in culture, knowledge, and influence. The legacy of Mali's gold trade and Mansa Musa's pilgrimage reminds us of the enduring impact of Africa's ancient kingdoms on the course of history. Next, we'll delve into the fascinating astronomical knowledge of the Dogon people, whose understanding of the stars has puzzled and intrigued scholars for generations. Now let's turn our attention to the Dogon people of Mali, whose profound understanding of the cosmos has fascinated and baffled scholars for decades. Nestled in the rugged cliffs of the Bandiagara escarpment, the Dogon have preserved a rich tradition of astronomical knowledge that seems to defy the limits of their time. At the heart of this mystery lies their detailed understanding of Sirius, the brightest star in our night sky, and its elusive companion, Sirius B. The Dogon's knowledge of Sirius B is particularly astonishing. Long before modern telescopes confirmed its existence, the Dogon spoke of a dense, invisible star orbiting Sirius, which they referred to as Po-Tolo. They described it as incredibly heavy and composed of a material they called sagala, a concept that aligns remarkably with our modern understanding of white dwarf stars. This raises a compelling question: how did the Dogon, without access to advanced technology, come to possess such precise astronomical knowledge? Some scholars argue that the Dogon's insights may have been influenced by contact with ancient Egyptian or Greek astronomers who also held Sirius in high regard. Others suggest that their knowledge could have been passed down through generations of oral tradition, refined over centuries of observation. However, the most controversial theory proposes that the Dogon's understanding of Sirius B might have been imparted by extraterrestrial visitors, a notion that has sparked heated debates among researchers. What makes the Dogon's astronomical knowledge even more intriguing is their intricate cosmology, which weaves together science, spirituality, and mythology. They believe that Sirius B plays a central role in their creation stories, symbolizing the seed of life and the origin of their ancestors. This blend of science and spirituality highlights the Dogon's unique worldview, where the stars are not just distant objects but integral parts of their cultural identity. Despite the debates surrounding the origins of their knowledge, the Dogon's astronomical insights remain a testament to the depth of human curiosity and ingenuity. Their ability to observe and interpret the cosmos with such precision challenges our assumptions about the limits of ancient civilizations. As we explore the Dogon's understanding of the stars, we are reminded of the enduring connection between humanity and the universe, a bond that transcends time and geography. Next, we'll uncover the story of the Dahomey Amazons, the fearless female warriors who defied expectations and left an indelible mark on African history. Now, let's step into the world of the Kingdom of Dahomey, where an extraordinary group of women redefined the meaning of strength and courage. The Dahomey Amazons, often referred to as the Mino, meaning our mothers, were an all-female military regiment that stood as one of the most formidable fighting forces in African history. These warriors were not just defenders of their kingdom but symbols of power, discipline, and resilience. The origins of the Dahomey Amazons trace back to the early 18th century during the reign of King Howard Badger. Initially, they served as royal bodyguards and elephant hunters, but over time, their role expanded into a full-fledged military unit. By the 19th century, they had become the backbone of Dahomey's army, numbering in the thousands and earning a reputation for their unmatched bravery and skill in battle. What set the Dahomey Amazons apart was their rigorous training and unwavering dedication. From a young age, these women were trained in combat, mastering the use of weapons like muskets, machetes, and bows. They were also taught to endure extreme physical challenges, such as scaling thorny barriers and surviving in harsh conditions. Their discipline was legendary, and their loyalty to the king was absolute. The Amazons played a crucial role in Dahomey's military campaigns, often leading the charge in battles against neighboring kingdoms and European colonial forces. Their presence on the battlefield was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, as they fought with a ferocity that left their enemies in disbelief. Stories of their exploits spread far and wide, cementing their legacy as some of the most fearsome warriors in history. Beyond their military achievements, the Dahomey Amazons held a unique place in society. They were not just soldiers but also symbols of female empowerment in a male-dominated world. Their existence challenged traditional gender roles, proving that women could excel in areas typically reserved for men. This legacy of strength and independence continues to inspire generations, reminding us of the incredible potential within every individual. As we reflect on the Dahomey Amazons, we are reminded of their enduring impact on history and culture. Their story is not just one of warfare but of resilience, leadership, and the breaking of barriers. Next, we'll journey to the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, where faith and architecture intertwine in a breathtaking display of human ingenuity. Now, let's turn our attention to a marvel of faith and engineering that has stood the test of time: the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela. Nestled in the highlands of Ethiopia, these extraordinary structures are not just places of worship but also a testament to human ingenuity and devotion. Carved directly into solid rock, the churches of Lalibela are often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. The story of Lalibela begins in the 12th century during the reign of King Jeba Meskel Lalibela. According to legend, the king was inspired by a divine vision to create a New Jerusalem in Ethiopia, a place where Christians could pilgrimage without traveling to the Holy Land. What followed was a monumental effort that defied the limits of human capability. Skilled craftsmen, guided by faith and determination, chiseled away at the volcanic rock to create 11 churches, each with its own unique design and purpose. What makes these churches truly miraculous is the precision and scale of their construction. Unlike traditional buildings which are assembled piece by piece, the churches of Lalibela were carved downward into the earth, with every detail from the walls to the windows meticulously shaped from a single block of stone. The largest of these, the Church of St. George, stands as a towering cross-shaped structure, its roof level with the ground, as if it were a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The religious significance of Lalibela cannot be overstated. For centuries, it has been a sacred site for Ethiopian Orthodox Christians, drawing pilgrims from across the country and beyond. The churches are not just architectural wonders but also spiritual sanctuaries where ancient rituals and traditions continue to thrive. The intricate carvings and frescoes that adorn the interiors tell stories of faith, sacrifice, and divine intervention, connecting worshippers to a rich spiritual heritage. Legends surrounding the creation of Lalibela add to its mystique. Some say that angels assisted the workers, carving the churches in a single night. Others believe that King Lalibela himself was guided by divine hands, ensuring that every detail was perfect. While these stories may be shrouded in myth, they reflect the awe and reverence that these churches inspire. As we marvel at the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, we are reminded of the power of human creativity and faith. These structures are more than just stone. They are a living testament to the enduring spirit of devotion and the extraordinary achievements it can inspire. Next, we'll explore the architectural wonder of the Great Mosque of Djenné, a masterpiece of African design and cultural heritage. Now, let's journey to the heart of Mali, where the Great Mosque of Djenné rises like a mirage from the earth. Its towering spires and intricate mud brick walls a testament to the ingenuity of African architecture. This iconic structure, the largest mud brick building in the world, is not just a place of worship but a living symbol of community, tradition, and resilience. The Great Mosque of Djenné was first built in the 13th century during the reign of King Khoi Konboro, who converted to Islam and sought to create a spiritual center for his people. Over the centuries, the mosque has been rebuilt several times, with the current structure dating back to the early 20th century. What makes this mosque truly remarkable is its construction method, which relies entirely on locally sourced materials, sun-baked mud bricks, palm wood, and a plaster made from fermented mud. The annual maintenance of the mosque is a community event known as the crepissage, where the entire town comes together to repair and re-plaster the walls. This tradition not only preserves the mosque but also strengthens the bonds within the community, as people of all ages work side by side to maintain their shared heritage. The mosque's design is both functional and symbolic, with its protruding wooden beams serving as scaffolding for repairs and its minarets representing the connection between earth and heaven. As a cultural and religious hub, the Great Mosque of Djenné has played a central role in the spiritual and social life of the region. It stands as a beacon of Islamic faith in West Africa, attracting pilgrims and scholars from far and wide. The mosque's open courtyard and prayer halls are spaces of reflection and unity, where people gather not only to worship but also to celebrate festivals, share knowledge, and strengthen their communal ties. The architectural brilliance of the Great Mosque of Djenné lies in its ability to harmonize with its environment. The thick mud walls provide natural insulation, keeping the interior cool during the scorching heat of the day. The mosque's design also reflects the cultural identity of the Djenné people, blending Islamic influences with indigenous African aesthetics. As we marvel at this architectural wonder, we are reminded of the power of tradition and community. The Great Mosque of Djenné is more than just a building. It is a living testament to the enduring spirit of collaboration and faith. Next, we'll uncover the fascinating story of the Kingdom of Congo's early adoption of Christianity and its profound impact on the region. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Congo, a realm that embraced Christianity long before many other African kingdoms. This early adoption of Christianity is one of the most fascinating chapters in African history, marking a unique intersection of faith, politics, and culture. The story begins in the late 15th century when Portuguese explorers arrived on the shores of Congo. The reigning king, Nzinga Nkuwu, was intrigued by the new religion and, after careful consideration, decided to convert to Christianity. He was baptized as João I, taking the name of the Portuguese king. This marked the beginning of a profound transformation in Congo, as Christianity became deeply intertwined with the kingdom's identity. Under João's successor, Afonso I, Christianity flourished. Afonso was a devout Christian who saw the religion as a way to strengthen his kingdom's ties with Europe and modernize its institutions. He established churches, schools, and even sent his son to study in Portugal. The Kingdom of Congo became a beacon of Christianity in Central Africa, with its capital, Mbanza Congo, often referred to as the Rome of Africa. Christianity's influence extended beyond religion, shaping Congo's political and social structures. The church played a central role in governance, with bishops and priests advising the king. The adoption of Christian symbols and rituals also helped unify the diverse peoples of Congo under a shared cultural identity. However, the kingdom's Christian connection was not without its challenges. The arrival of European missionaries and traders brought both opportunities and conflicts. While Christianity provided a framework for modernization, it also introduced new tensions, particularly as European powers began to exploit Congo's resources and people. The transatlantic slave trade, in particular, devastated the kingdom as European demand for enslaved Africans grew. By the 17th century, the Kingdom of Congo began to decline. Internal strife, external pressures, and the devastating impact of the slave trade weakened the kingdom's unity and stability. Christianity, once a source of strength, became entangled with the kingdom's struggles as European powers used religion to justify their exploitation. Despite its decline, the Kingdom of Congo's Christian legacy endures. Today, the ruins of churches and cathedrals in Mbanza, Congo, stand as reminders of a time when this African kingdom was at the forefront of a global religious movement. The story of Congo's Christian connection is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of African civilizations, even in the face of immense challenges. As we reflect on this chapter of history, we are reminded of the complex interplay between faith, power, and identity. Next, we'll delve into the treasure trove of ancient manuscripts in Timbuktu, uncovering the intellectual brilliance of African scholarship. Now let's journey to the heart of the Sahara, where the sands of time have preserved one of Africa's greatest intellectual treasures, the Timbuktu manuscripts. Nestled in the ancient city of Timbuktu, these manuscripts are a testament to the rich scholarly traditions that flourished in Africa long before the modern era. Timbuktu, often referred to as the City of Gold, was not just a hub of trade but also a center of learning. By the 15th century, it had become one of the most important intellectual capitals in the world, attracting scholars, poets, and scientists from across Africa and beyond. The city's libraries housed thousands of manuscripts covering subjects as diverse as astronomy, medicine, law, philosophy, and theology. These texts were written in Arabic and local African languages, reflecting the vibrant exchange of ideas that defined Timbuktu's golden age. The manuscripts themselves are a marvel of craftsmanship, written on parchment, leather, and even paper imported from Europe. They showcase the meticulous work of scribes who dedicated their lives to preserving knowledge. Many of these texts were adorned with intricate calligraphy and illustrations, making them not only valuable sources of information but also works of art. What makes the Timbuktu manuscripts truly remarkable is the depth of their content. They reveal a sophisticated understanding of the natural world, with detailed treatises on astronomy that accurately predicted celestial events. Medical manuscripts offered advanced insights into anatomy and herbal remedies, some of which are still used today. Legal texts documented complex systems of governance and justice, while philosophical works explored questions of ethics and morality. Yet, the survival of these manuscripts is nothing short of miraculous. Over the centuries, Timbuktu faced invasions, political upheaval, and environmental challenges. Families and scholars took great risks to protect these texts, hiding them in caves, burying them in the desert, or passing them down through generations. Their efforts ensured that this invaluable knowledge was not lost to history. In recent years, there has been a renewed focus on preserving and digitizing the Timbuktu manuscripts. Organizations and governments have worked to restore these fragile documents, making them accessible to researchers and the public. This effort has not only safeguarded Africa's intellectual heritage, but also challenged outdated narratives that underestimate the continent's contributions to global knowledge. The Timbuktu manuscripts remind us that Africa has always been a land of innovation and scholarship. They offer a window into a world where learning was celebrated and ideas flowed freely across borders. As we uncover the secrets of these ancient texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the intellectual legacy of African civilizations. Next, we'll explore the golden rhino of Mapungubwe, a symbol of wealth and power that reveals the rise and fall of one of southern Africa's earliest kingdoms. Now, let's turn our attention to the southern reaches of Africa, where the golden rhino of Mapungubwe stands as a shimmering symbol of a once great kingdom. This remarkable artifact, crafted with exquisite skill, offers a glimpse into the wealth, power, and cultural sophistication of the kingdom of Mapungubwe, which thrived between the 11th and 13th centuries. The golden rhino, small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, is more than just a beautiful object. It represents the ingenuity and artistry of Mapungubwe's people, who mastered the art of goldsmithing long before European contact. Made from thin sheets of gold hammered over a wooden core, the rhino is a testament to the kingdom's access to abundant natural resources and its advanced craftsmanship. But beyond its physical beauty, the rhino holds deep symbolic meaning. In many African cultures, the rhinoceros is a symbol of strength, leadership, and protection. For Mapungubwe, it likely served as a royal emblem, embodying the authority and prestige of its rulers. Mapungubwe itself was a thriving center of trade and culture. Located at the confluence of the Limpopo and Shash rivers, the kingdom benefited from its strategic position, connecting trade routes that stretched across the Indian Ocean to places as far as India and China. Gold, ivory, and other luxury goods flowed through Mapungubwe, enriching its people and fueling its growth. Archaeological evidence suggests that the kingdom was highly organized, with a complex social hierarchy and a ruling elite who lived atop Mapungubwe Hill, a site that offered both protection and a commanding view of the surrounding landscape. However, the golden age of Mapungubwe was not to last. By the 14th century, the kingdom began to decline, likely due to a combination of environmental changes, overpopulation, and shifting trade routes. As the kingdom weakened, its people gradually abandoned the site, leaving behind the remnants of their once great civilization. The golden rhino, buried in a royal grave, remained hidden for centuries, waiting to be rediscovered. When archaeologists unearthed the golden rhino in the 1930s, it sparked a renewed interest in Mapungubwe's history. The artifact became a powerful symbol of Africa's rich heritage, challenging the notion that advanced civilizations only existed elsewhere. Today, the golden rhino is celebrated as a national treasure, a reminder of the ingenuity and resilience of the people who once called Mapungubwe home. As we reflect on the rise and fall of this ancient kingdom, we are reminded that even the most powerful civilizations are shaped by the forces of nature, trade, and time. The golden rhino of Mapungubwe stands as a beacon of Africa's enduring legacy, inviting us to explore the stories of those who came before us. Next, we'll delve into the ancient city of Carthage, a powerhouse of the Mediterranean with deep African roots that shaped its destiny. Now, let's journey to the shores of the Mediterranean, where the ancient city of Carthage rises from the sands of history, a testament to Africa's profound influence on the ancient world. Founded in the 9th century before the Common Era by the Phoenicians, Carthage was more than just a city. It was a thriving hub of trade, culture, and power, deeply rooted in its African identity. Carthage's origins trace back to the Phoenician settlers from modern-day Lebanon, who established the city as a strategic trading post. But over time, Carthage grew into a formidable civilization, blending Phoenician traditions with the rich cultural tapestry of North Africa. The city's location on the Gulf of Tunis provided access to both the Mediterranean Sea and the vast resources of the African continent, making it a center of commerce and innovation. One of Carthage's most remarkable achievements was its mastery of maritime trade. The Carthaginians were skilled navigators and shipbuilders, creating a vast network that connected Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. They traded in goods like gold, ivory, and textiles, while also introducing new crops and agricultural techniques to the region. This economic prowess allowed Carthage to flourish, becoming one of the wealthiest and most powerful cities of its time. But Carthage's rise to prominence also brought it into conflict with another rising power, Rome. The rivalry between Carthage and Rome was one of the most dramatic and consequential in ancient history, culminating in a series of conflicts known as the Punic Wars. These wars, fought over control of the Mediterranean, were marked by legendary figures like Hannibal, the Carthaginian general who famously crossed the Alps with his army and elephants to challenge Rome on its own soil. Despite its military ingenuity, Carthage ultimately fell to Rome in the Third Punic War in the year 146 before the Common Era. The city was destroyed, its people scattered, and its lands annexed by the Roman Empire. Yet the legacy of Carthage endured. The Romans rebuilt the city, and it became an important center of their empire, a testament to its enduring significance. Carthage's story is not just one of conflict and conquest, but also of cultural exchange and innovation. Its African roots shaped its identity, blending Phoenician traditions with indigenous North African influences. This fusion created a unique civilization that left an indelible mark on history. As we explore the rise and fall of Carthage, we are reminded of the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations and the enduring impact of Africa's contributions to the world. Next, we'll uncover the legend of the Ark of the Covenant in the Kingdom of Axum, a mystery that continues to captivate historians and adventurers alike. Now, let's turn our attention to the highlands of Ethiopia, where the Kingdom of Axum holds one of history's most enduring mysteries, the legend of the Ark of the Covenant. This ancient artifact, said to house the tablets of the Ten Commandments, has captivated imaginations for centuries, and Axum's connection to it adds a layer of intrigue to this already fascinating kingdom. The Ark of the Covenant is a sacred object mentioned in religious texts, believed to have been constructed under the guidance of Moses. According to tradition, it was brought to Axum by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. This connection ties Axum to one of the most revered stories in Judeo-Christian history, elevating the kingdom's cultural and spiritual significance. In Axum, the Ark is said to reside in the Church of St. Mary of Zion, guarded by a single monk who dedicates his life to its protection. The church itself is a place of pilgrimage, drawing visitors from around the world who seek to connect with this ancient relic. Yet the Ark remains shrouded in secrecy. No one outside the church's inner circle has seen it, and its exact location within the complex is a closely guarded secret. The mystery of the Ark's presence in Axum has sparked countless debates among historians, archaeologists, and theologians. Some argue that the Ark was indeed brought to Ethiopia, while others suggest it may have been lost or destroyed long ago. The lack of concrete evidence only deepens the enigma, making the Ark one of the most elusive artifacts in human history. Beyond its religious significance, the Ark holds immense cultural importance for the people of Axum. It symbolizes their connection to a shared heritage and reinforces their identity as custodians of a sacred legacy. The legend of the Ark has also shaped Axum's architecture and traditions, with many of its monuments and rituals reflecting this deep spiritual connection. As we ponder the mystery of the Ark's location, we are reminded of the power of belief and the ways in which ancient stories continue to shape our understanding of the past. The kingdom of Axum, with its towering obelisks and rich history, stands as a testament to the enduring allure of this sacred relic. Next, we'll explore the military strategies of the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu, a powerful empire that dominated the trans-Saharan trade routes and left a lasting mark on African history. Now, shifting our focus to the vast Sahel region, we uncover the military might of the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu, a powerhouse that dominated the trans-Saharan trade routes for centuries. This kingdom, which flourished between the 9th and 19th centuries, was not only a center of commerce but also a formidable military force that shaped the political landscape of West and Central Africa. The Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu's military prowess was built on a foundation of strategic innovation and adaptability. One of their most notable achievements was the development of a highly organized cavalry force. Horses, introduced through trade with North Africa, became the backbone of their military strategy. These mounted warriors, clad in chainmail and armed with spears and swords, allowed Kanem-Bornu to project power across vast distances, securing their dominance over neighboring territories. But their strength didn't stop at cavalry. The kingdom also excelled in diplomacy and alliances, often integrating conquered peoples into their empire rather than simply subjugating them. This approach not only expanded their territory but also created a diverse and resilient state. Their ability to maintain control over such a vast and varied region was a testament to their sophisticated governance and military planning. Kanem-Bornu's strategic location along the trans-Saharan trade routes further amplified their influence. They controlled key trade hubs, facilitating the exchange of goods like salt, gold, and slaves between sub-Saharan Africa and the Mediterranean world. This economic power fueled their military campaigns, allowing them to sustain a standing army and invest in advanced weaponry. One of their most significant military achievements was the establishment of fortified cities and outposts. These strongholds served as both defensive structures and administrative centers, ensuring the kingdom's stability and security. The city of Ngazagamu, for instance, became a thriving capital and a symbol of Kanem-Bornu's grandeur, with its impressive walls and bustling markets. The kingdom's military strategies also included psychological warfare. Their reputation as a fearsome and disciplined force often deterred potential invaders, allowing them to maintain their dominance without constant conflict. This blend of strength, strategy, and diplomacy made Kanem-Bornu one of the most enduring empires in African history. As we reflect on the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu's military achievements, we gain a deeper appreciation for their role in shaping the trans-Saharan trade network and the broader history of Africa. Their legacy reminds us of the ingenuity and resilience of ancient African civilizations. Next, we'll delve into the silent trade practices of the Kingdom of Ghana, a unique economic system that allowed them to control the gold trade without revealing its sources. Now, let's journey further back in time to the Kingdom of Ghana, a realm shrouded in mystery and legendary wealth. Known as the Land of Gold, Ghana's prosperity was built on a unique and ingenious system of trade that allowed them to dominate the gold market without ever revealing the location of their precious mines. This silent trade system was not only a testament to their economic ingenuity, but also a fascinating example of how ancient civilizations navigated trust and secrecy in commerce. The silent trade, also known as dumb barter, was a method of exchange that required no direct communication between buyers and sellers. Traders from the north, often Berber merchants, would arrive at designated trading sites along the Niger River. They would lay out their goods, salt, cloth, and other valuable items, and then retreat to a distance. The Ghanaian traders, who controlled the gold supply, would then approach, inspect the goods, and leave an amount of gold they deemed fair. If the northern traders were satisfied, they would take the gold and leave. If not, they would wait for the Ghanaian traders to adjust the amount. This process continued until both parties were content, all without a single word exchanged. This system served multiple purposes. First, it protected the secrecy of Ghana's gold sources, ensuring that no outsider could trace the precious metal back to its origin. Second, it minimized conflict and misunderstandings, as the absence of direct interaction reduced the risk of disputes. The silent trade also reinforced Ghana's reputation as a powerful and enigmatic kingdom, one that could command respect and loyalty without revealing its most valuable secrets. The myths surrounding Ghana's wealth only added to its allure. Stories spread across the Sahara and beyond, claiming that gold grew like plants in the kingdom's soil, or that the king himself could command gold to appear at will. These tales, while exaggerated, were rooted in the reality of Ghana's immense economic power. The kingdom's rulers, known as the Ghana, were said to adorn themselves in gold and hold court in a city where even the dogs wore golden colors. While these descriptions may have been embellished, they highlight the awe and fascination that Ghana inspired in its contemporaries. But Ghana's wealth was not just about gold. The kingdom's strategic location allowed it to control key trade routes between the Sahara and the forests of West Africa. Salt, a commodity as valuable as gold in many ways, flowed south from the desert, while gold, ivory, and other goods moved north. This exchange created a thriving economy that sustained Ghana for centuries and laid the foundation for later West African empires like Mali and Songhai. As we explore the kingdom of Ghana's silent trade practices, we uncover not just an economic system but a cultural and diplomatic marvel. Their ability to maintain secrecy, foster trust, and build wealth through innovation is a testament to the sophistication of ancient African civilizations. Next, we'll turn our attention to the artistic mastery of the Kingdom of Ife and the enigmatic bronze heads that continue to captivate historians and art lovers alike. Now, let's shift our focus to the Kingdom of Ife, a civilization renowned for its extraordinary artistic achievements. Among its most celebrated treasures are the bronze heads of Ife, masterpieces that have captivated historians, archaeologists, and art enthusiasts for centuries. These intricately crafted sculptures are not only a testament to the artistic brilliance of the Ife people, but also a window into their rich cultural and spiritual world. The bronze heads of Ife are remarkable for their lifelike precision and attention to detail. Each sculpture portrays human faces with striking realism, capturing individual features such as facial expressions, hairstyles, and even scars. The level of craftsmanship suggests a deep understanding of human anatomy and a mastery of metalworking techniques that were far ahead of their time. These heads were likely created to honor royalty or deities, serving as symbols of power, divinity, and ancestral reverence. What makes these sculptures even more fascinating is the mystery surrounding their origins. The bronze heads were discovered in the early 20th century, and their existence challenged prevailing notions about African art and history. At the time, many Western scholars struggled to believe that such sophisticated works could have been produced by an African civilization. Some even speculated that the heads were evidence of lost foreign influence, perhaps from ancient Greece or Rome. However, further research confirmed that the Ife people developed their unique artistic traditions independently, showcasing the ingenuity and creativity of African civilizations. The cultural significance of the bronze heads extends beyond their artistic value. They provide valuable insights into the social and political structures of Ife. The sculptures often depict individuals with elaborate crowns, beads, and other regalia, suggesting that they represent kings, queens, or other high-ranking figures. These depictions highlight the importance of leadership and the divine connection between rulers and the spiritual realm in Ife society. Debates about the techniques used to create these bronze heads continue to intrigue scholars. The Ife artisans employed a method known as the lost wax casting process, which involves creating a wax model, encasing it in clay, and then melting the wax to leave a mold for the molten metal. This technique, still used today, demonstrates the advanced technological knowledge of the Ife people. Yet, questions remain about how they achieved such precision and consistency in their work, especially given the limited tools and resources available at the time. The bronze heads of Ife are more than just artifacts. They are a testament to the creativity, skill, and cultural depth of an ancient civilization. They remind us that Africa's history is filled with innovation and artistry that rivaled, and in some cases surpassed, other great civilizations of the world. As we marvel at the artistic mastery of Ife, we'll next uncover the intellectual achievements of the Kingdom of Songhai and the legacy of its renowned University of Sankore. Now let's journey to the heart of West Africa, where the Kingdom of Songhai once stood as a beacon of learning and intellectual achievement. Among its most enduring legacies is the University of Sankore, a center of scholarship that rivaled the greatest institutions of its time. Located in the city of Timbuktu, this university became a magnet for scholars, students, and thinkers from across Africa and beyond, earning Timbuktu the reputation as a city of knowledge and enlightenment. The University of Sankore was not just a place of learning, it was a symbol of Songhai's commitment to education and intellectual growth. At its peak, the university attracted thousands of students who studied a wide range of subjects, including astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, and Islamic theology. The curriculum was rigorous, and the scholars who taught there were among the most respected in the world. Manuscripts from Sankore's libraries reveal a depth of knowledge that was astonishing for its time, covering topics from philosophy to the natural sciences. One of the most remarkable aspects of Sankore was its library system, which housed hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. These texts were meticulously copied and preserved, often adorned with intricate calligraphy and illustrations. The manuscripts not only served as educational tools but also as a testament to the intellectual vibrancy of Songhai. They captured the collective wisdom of generations, offering insights into the kingdom's history, culture, and scientific advancements. The decline of the University of Sankore and the Kingdom of Songhai as a whole came with the Moroccan invasion in the late 16th century. In 1591, Moroccan forces, armed with advanced firearms, launched an attack on Songhai, seeking to control its wealth and trade routes. The invasion marked a turning point in the kingdom's history. Timbuktu was sacked, and many of its scholars were either killed or taken captive. The libraries, once filled with priceless manuscripts, were looted or destroyed, scattering the intellectual treasures of Songhai across the region. Despite this devastating blow, the legacy of the University of Sankore endures. Many of the surviving manuscripts were hidden or carried to safety by scholars, preserving the knowledge of Songhai for future generations. Today, efforts are underway to restore and digitize these texts, ensuring that the intellectual achievements of Songhai are not forgotten. The story of Sankore serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience of knowledge and the enduring impact of education. As we reflect on the scholarly legacy of Songhai, we'll next explore the gold mines of the Kingdom of Mutapa and the legends of their vast wealth. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Mutapa, a realm shrouded in tales of unimaginable wealth and the glittering allure of gold. Nestled in what is now modern-day Zimbabwe and Mozambique, Mutapa's gold mines were the lifeblood of its economy and the source of its legendary prosperity. These mines were not just a source of material wealth, they were a symbol of power, prestige, and the kingdom's ability to harness the riches of the earth. The gold mines of Mutapa were among the most productive in ancient Africa, yielding vast quantities of the precious metal that fueled trade across the continent and beyond. Gold from Mutapa found its way to distant markets, including the Swahili Coast, where it was exchanged for goods like textiles, ceramics, and glassware from as far away as India and China. This trade network not only enriched Mutapa but also connected it to a global economy long before the term globalization was ever coined. But the gold mines were more than just an economic engine. They were steeped in myth and legend. Stories of Mutapa's wealth spread far and wide, capturing the imagination of traders, explorers, and even European powers. One of the most enduring legends is that of the Lost City of Gold, a mythical place said to be filled with untold riches. While no such city has ever been found, the tales reflect the awe and fascination that Mutapa's gold inspired. The kingdom's rulers, known as the Mutapas, were said to possess vast treasures, including golden scepters, crowns, and even entire rooms adorned with gold. These rulers used their wealth to build a powerful and centralized state, with a complex system of governance and a network of tributary states that paid homage to Mutapa. The gold mines were not just a source of wealth but also a tool of political control, ensuring the loyalty of subjects and the stability of the kingdom. However, the wealth of Mutapa also made it a target. By the 16th century, Portuguese explorers and traders began to encroach on the kingdom, drawn by the allure of its gold. They sought to control the mines and the trade routes, leading to conflicts and a gradual erosion of Mutapa's power. Despite these challenges, the kingdom managed to maintain its independence for centuries, a testament to its resilience and strategic acumen. Today, the legacy of Mutapa's gold mines lives on, not just in the ruins of its ancient cities but also in the stories and traditions passed down through generations. The kingdom's wealth may have faded, but its impact on the history and culture of Southern Africa remains profound. As we move forward, we'll delve into the massive defensive walls of the Kingdom of Kerma and the civilization that built them, uncovering yet another fascinating chapter in the story of ancient Africa. Shifting our focus to the Kingdom of Kerma, we uncover another remarkable feat of ancient African engineering: its massive defensive walls. Located in what is now modern-day Sudan, Kerma was one of the earliest and most powerful civilizations in the Nile Valley, flourishing between around 2500 BC and 1500 BC. At the heart of this kingdom stood its imposing walls, a testament to the ingenuity and strategic foresight of its people. The walls of Kerma were not just simple barriers. They were monumental structures designed to protect the city from invaders and natural disasters. Built using mud bricks and reinforced with timber, these walls stretched for miles, encircling the city and creating a formidable defense system. Some sections of the walls were as thick as 30 feet, making them nearly impenetrable to the weapons and siege tactics of the time. Their sheer size and complexity reflect the advanced architectural knowledge of the Kerma civilization, as well as their ability to mobilize large-scale labor for such ambitious projects. But why were these walls so crucial? Kerma was a thriving center of trade and agriculture, strategically located along the Nile River. Its wealth and resources made it a target for neighboring kingdoms and nomadic tribes. The walls served as both a physical and psychological deterrent, signaling to potential invaders that Kerma was a force to be reckoned with. They also provided a sense of security for the city's inhabitants, allowing them to focus on farming, trade, and cultural development without constant fear of attack. The civilization that built these walls was equally fascinating. The people of Kerma were skilled artisans, farmers, and traders, known for their distinctive pottery, jewelry, and burial practices. They worshipped a pantheon of gods and built elaborate temples and tombs, some of which have survived to this day. The kingdom's rulers, known as the Kings of Kerma, were buried in massive tumuli or burial mounds, surrounded by offerings of gold, pottery, and even sacrificed animals. These practices highlight the spiritual and cultural richness of Kerma, as well as its deep connection to the land and the Nile. Interestingly, the walls of Kerma also played a role in the kingdom's eventual decline. As the Egyptian New Kingdom expanded southward, Kerma found itself increasingly at odds with its powerful neighbor. The walls, while effective against smaller threats, could not withstand the might of Egypt's armies. By around 1500 BC, Kerma had been conquered and absorbed into the Egyptian Empire. marking the end of its independence but not its legacy. Today, the ruins of Kerma's walls stand as a silent reminder of a civilization that once dominated the Nile Valley. They tell a story of resilience, innovation, and the enduring human desire to protect what we hold dear. As we continue our journey through the secrets of ancient Africa, we'll next explore the sacred drums of the Kingdom of Luba and their role in governance and spirituality, uncovering yet another layer of this rich and diverse history. Now, let's journey to the heart of Central Africa, where the Kingdom of Luba thrived with a unique blend of spirituality and governance. At the center of Luba's political and cultural life were its sacred drums, instruments that carried far more than just musical significance. These drums were not merely tools for rhythm, they were symbols of power, authority, and divine connection, deeply woven into the fabric of Luba society. The sacred drums of Luba were known as ngoma, and they held a dual role in the kingdom. On one hand, they were spiritual objects believed to be vessels of ancestral spirits and divine energy. The Luba people saw these drums as a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual realm, allowing rulers and priests to communicate with their ancestors and seek guidance. The act of drumming was considered sacred, often accompanied by rituals and ceremonies that reinforced the kingdom's spiritual foundation. On the other hand, the ngoma played a crucial role in governance. In Luba society, the drums were closely associated with the king, or Milapwe, who was seen as both a political and spiritual leader. The drums were used to announce the king's decrees, summon council meetings, and even signal the start of wars or peace treaties. Their deep, resonant tones carried authority, commanding respect and obedience from the people. The drums were so integral to the king's power that they were often kept in a sacred space, guarded by trusted officials, and only played during significant events. What makes the Luba drums particularly fascinating is their craftsmanship. Each drum was meticulously carved from wood and adorned with intricate designs, often depicting symbols of power, fertility, and protection. The skins used for the drumheads were carefully selected, sometimes from animals considered sacred, adding another layer of spiritual significance. The creation of these drums was itself a ritual involving prayers, offerings, and the blessing of spiritual leaders. The role of the drums extended beyond the king and his court. They were also used in community gatherings, festivals, and judicial proceedings. In Luba culture, disputes were often settled through a process known as trial by drum, where the rhythm and tone of the drums were believed to reveal the truth. This practice highlights the drum's role as instruments of justice and social harmony, further cementing their importance in Luba life. Despite the passage of time, the legacy of Luba's sacred drums endures. They remind us of a kingdom where spirituality and governance were deeply intertwined, where the beat of a drum could shape the fate of a nation. As we move forward in our exploration of ancient African kingdoms, we'll next uncover the royal tombs of Buganda and the cultural rituals that surrounded them, offering yet another glimpse into the rich tapestry of African history. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Buganda, a realm where the past is preserved in the grandeur of its royal tombs. These sacred sites, known as the Kasubai tombs, stand as a testament to Buganda's rich cultural heritage and the deep reverence its people held for their kings. Located near the modern-day city of Kampala in Uganda, the tombs are more than just burial grounds. They are living monuments that continue to play a vital role in Buganda's spiritual and cultural identity. The Kasubai tombs are the final resting place of the Kabokas, the kings of Buganda, and their royal family members. Built in the late 19th century, the tombs are housed within a massive thatched roof structure, one of the largest of its kind in the world. The architecture itself is a marvel, with its towering dome made from natural materials like wood, reed, and thatch, showcasing the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the Baganda people. The structure's design is not just functional but deeply symbolic, reflecting the kingdom's connection to nature and the spiritual world. What makes these tombs truly remarkable is the cultural significance they hold. In Buganda tradition, the Kabaka was not just a political leader but also a spiritual figure, believed to be a direct descendant of the gods. The tombs serve as a bridge between the living and the ancestors, a place where the spirits of the departed kings are honored and consulted. Rituals and ceremonies are regularly performed here, ensuring that the bond between the kingdoms past and present remains unbroken. One of the most important rituals associated with the tombs is the Akwabia Olumb, a ceremony held to mark the passing of a Kabaka. This elaborate event involves music, dance, and offerings, all designed to guide the king's spirit to the afterlife and ensure his continued protection over the kingdom. The tombs are also a site for annual festivals where the Baganda people gather to celebrate their history, pay homage to their ancestors, and reaffirm their cultural identity. The Kasubai tombs are not just a place of remembrance, they are a living institution. A dedicated group of caretakers known as the Enigmatic oversees the tombs, maintaining their sanctity and performing daily rituals. These caretakers, often descendants of the royal family, play a crucial role in preserving the traditions and knowledge passed down through generations. Their work ensures that the tombs remain a vibrant part of Buganda's cultural landscape. Sadly, the tombs have faced challenges over the years, including a devastating fire in 2010 that destroyed much of the main structure. However, the Baganda people have shown remarkable resilience, working tirelessly to restore and preserve this UNESCO World Heritage Site. Their efforts highlight the enduring importance of the tombs, not just as a historical landmark but as a symbol of Buganda's unity and pride. As we reflect on the Kingdom of Buganda and its royal tombs, we are reminded of the profound ways in which African cultures honor their past. The Kasubai tombs stand as a powerful example of how history, spirituality, and community intertwine, creating a legacy that continues to inspire. Next, we'll delve into the Kingdom of Ashanti and the legendary Golden Stool, a symbol of power and identity that has shaped one of Africa's most influential kingdoms. Now, let's journey to the heart of West Africa, where the Kingdom of Ashanti stands as a beacon of cultural pride and spiritual depth. At the center of this kingdom's identity lies a legendary artifact, the Golden Stool, a symbol so revered that it transcends mere royalty and becomes a living embodiment of the Ashanti people's soul. The Golden Stool, known as Sika Dwa Kofi, is said to have descended from the heavens in the late 17th century during the reign of Osei Tutu, the first Ashanti king. According to legend, the stool was brought down by the priest Okomfo Anakai, who called upon the skies to deliver a sacred object that would unite the Ashanti people. As the story goes, the stool floated gently from the heavens, landing in Osei Tutu's lap, signifying divine approval of his rule. This moment marked the birth of the Ashanti Confederacy, a powerful union of clans bound together by their shared reverence for the Golden Stool. But the Golden Stool is far more than a throne or a symbol of power. It is believed to house the spirit and soul of the Ashanti nation. The stool is not merely an object, it is a living entity, a sacred connection between the people, their ancestors, and the divine. The Ashanti believe that the stool contains the collective strength, wisdom, and prosperity of their kingdom. To harm or disrespect the stool is to threaten the very existence of the Ashanti people. The spiritual significance of the Golden Stool is deeply woven into Ashanti culture. It is never allowed to touch the ground and is always placed on its own special platform or carried on a cushion. Only the king and a select few trusted individuals are permitted to handle it, and even then, only during specific rituals and ceremonies. The stool is so sacred that it is rarely seen in public, kept hidden away to protect its sanctity. One of the most dramatic moments in the history of the Golden Stool occurred during the early 20th century, when British colonial forces attempted to seize it. The Ashanti, led by their Queen Mother Yasantua, fiercely resisted, sparking the War of the Golden Stool. Though the British eventually claimed victory, they never succeeded in capturing the stool. The Ashanti people had hidden it so well that it remained safe, a testament to their unwavering commitment to preserving their heritage. The golden stool continues to play a central role in Ashanti identity today. It is a unifying symbol, a reminder of the kingdom's resilience, spirituality, and cultural richness. During festivals and important ceremonies, the stool is invoked as a source of strength and guidance, connecting the living with their ancestors and the divine. As we reflect on the golden stool's enduring legacy, we are reminded of the profound ways in which objects can carry the weight of history, spirituality, and identity. The Ashanti people's devotion to the golden stool is a powerful example of how a single artifact can shape the destiny of a nation. Next, we'll explore the Kingdom of Benin and its remarkable walls and moats, architectural feats that stand as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of one of Africa's most formidable kingdoms. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Benin, a realm renowned not only for its artistic brilliance but also for its extraordinary feats of engineering. Among its most impressive achievements are the massive walls and moats that once encircled the kingdom, standing as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of its people. The walls of Benin, often referred to as the Walls of Benin or the Benin Moat, are considered one of the largest man-made structures in history. Stretching over an estimated 16,000 kilometers, these walls and moats formed a complex network of fortifications that protected the kingdom's capital city. To put this into perspective, the Great Wall of China, often celebrated as the longest man-made structure, spans around 21,000 kilometers. The walls of Benin, though less known, rivaled this ancient wonder in both scale and sophistication. Constructed over several centuries, the walls and moats were built using a combination of earthworks and manual labor. The process involved digging deep trenches to create the moats, with the excavated soil used to build the towering walls. These structures were not only defensive barriers but also symbols of the kingdom's power and organizational prowess. The sheer scale of the project required meticulous planning, coordination, and an immense workforce, reflecting the advanced societal structure of the Benin Kingdom. The primary purpose of these walls and moats was defense. At a time when warfare and territorial disputes were common, the Benin Kingdom needed a robust system to protect its people and resources. The walls, which stood up to 20 meters high in some places, were nearly impossible to scale, while the moats, often filled with water, created an additional obstacle for any invading forces. Together, they formed an impenetrable barrier that safeguarded the kingdom for centuries. But the walls and moats of Benin were more than just defensive structures. They also served as markers of territorial boundaries, delineating the kingdom's vast domain. Within these walls lay a thriving city, home to artisans, traders, and royalty. The walls provided a sense of security and stability, allowing the kingdom to flourish culturally and economically. The construction of these walls and moats also highlights the Benin Kingdom's mastery of engineering and urban planning. The intricate design and execution of such a massive project demonstrate a deep understanding of geography, hydrology, and construction techniques. It's a reminder that the achievements of ancient African civilizations were not limited to art and culture, but extended to science and technology as well. Sadly, much of the walls and moats were destroyed during the British punitive expedition of 1897, a devastating event that also led to the looting of Benin's priceless artifacts, including the famous Benin bronzes. Despite this destruction, remnants of the walls and moats still exist today, offering a glimpse into the kingdom's glorious past. As we reflect on the Kingdom of Benin's walls and moats, we are reminded of the resilience and creativity of its people. These structures were not just physical barriers, they were symbols of unity, strength, and innovation. Next, we'll delve into the spiritual authority of the Kingdom of Benin, a unique society that blended governance with spirituality in ways that continue to fascinate historians and scholars alike. Now let's journey into the heart of the Kingdom of NRI, a society where spirituality and governance were intricately intertwined, creating a unique system of authority that set it apart from other ancient African kingdoms. The Kingdom of NRI, located in what is now southeastern Nigeria, was not ruled by kings or warriors but by spiritual leaders known as NRI. These leaders were believed to be divinely chosen, their authority rooted in their connection to the spiritual realm rather than military might or political alliances. The NRI were seen as intermediaries between the people and the gods, responsible for maintaining harmony and balance within the kingdom. Their role extended beyond governance. They were also spiritual guides, healers, and custodians of sacred traditions. This blend of spiritual and political power created a society where moral and ethical principles were deeply embedded in everyday life. The NRI's decisions were guided by divine will, and their leadership was marked by a commitment to peace, justice, and the well-being of their people. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Kingdom of NRI was its unique governance system, which emphasized consensus and inclusivity. Unlike many other kingdoms that relied on hierarchical structures, NRI's leadership was more decentralized. The NRI worked closely with councils of elders and representatives from various communities, ensuring that decisions reflected the collective will of the people. This approach fostered a sense of unity and cooperation, allowing the kingdom to thrive for centuries. The spiritual authority of the NRI also played a crucial role in shaping the kingdom's cultural and social practices. Rituals, ceremonies, and festivals were central to life in NRI, serving as a way to honor the gods, celebrate the harvest, and strengthen communal bonds. The kingdom's emphasis on spirituality extended to its legal system, where disputes were often resolved through oaths and ordeals believed to be overseen by the gods. This system reinforced the idea that justice was not just a human endeavor but a divine one as well. However, the Kingdom of NRI's spiritual authority began to wane with the arrival of external influences, particularly during the transatlantic slave trade and later European colonization. The introduction of new religions such as Christianity challenged the traditional beliefs that had underpinned NRI's governance. Additionally, the rise of more militarized neighboring states, which prioritized conquest and expansion, further eroded NRI's influence. Over time, the kingdom's unique system of spiritual governance faded, leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue historians and scholars. Despite its decline, the Kingdom of NRI remains a powerful example of how spirituality and governance can coexist to create a harmonious and just society. Its emphasis on moral leadership, inclusivity, and divine guidance offers valuable lessons for understanding the diversity of ancient African civilizations. As we move forward, we'll explore the Kingdom of Oyo's cavalry forces, a military powerhouse that dominated West Africa through its innovative strategies and formidable warriors. Now, let's shift our focus to the Kingdom of Oyo, a formidable military power that rose to prominence in West Africa through its innovative strategies and unmatched cavalry forces. Situated in what is now southwestern Nigeria, the Kingdom of Oyo became one of the most dominant empires in the region, thanks in large part to its highly skilled warriors and strategic use of horses in battle. The Oyo Empire's military success was built on its cavalry, a rare and powerful asset in West Africa at the time. Horses were not native to the region, and acquiring them required extensive trade networks that stretched across the Sahara. Oyo's leaders recognized the advantage these animals provided in warfare, and they invested heavily in building a robust cavalry force. These mounted warriors, known as the Iso, were not only skilled riders but also expert archers and swordsmen, making them a formidable presence on the battlefield. What set Oyo's cavalry apart was its ability to adapt and innovate. The Iso were trained to fight in both open plains and dense forests, allowing them to dominate a variety of terrains. Their speed and mobility gave them a significant edge over foot soldiers, enabling them to launch surprise attacks, outmaneuver enemies, and quickly retreat when necessary. This flexibility made Oyo's military nearly unstoppable, allowing the kingdom to expand its territory and maintain control over vast regions. But the strength of Oyo's cavalry wasn't just in its tactics, it was also in its organization. The Iso were part of a highly structured military hierarchy, with commanders who reported directly to the Olofin, the king of Oyo. This centralized command system ensured that orders were carried out efficiently and that the cavalry could be deployed strategically to achieve the kingdom's goals. The Olofin's ability to mobilize and direct these forces was a key factor in Oyo's dominance. The kingdom's military prowess also extended beyond its cavalry. Oyo's leaders understood the importance of diplomacy and alliances, often forming partnerships with neighboring states to strengthen their position. They also employed a network of spies and scouts to gather intelligence on enemy movements, giving them a tactical advantage in planning their campaign. This combination of military might and strategic thinking allowed Oyo to become a regional superpower, influencing trade, politics, and culture across West Africa. However, like many great empires, Oyo's dominance eventually faced challenges. Internal conflicts, succession disputes, and pressure from rival states began to weaken the kingdom. The decline of the trans-Saharan trade routes, which had been crucial for acquiring horses, also impacted Oyo's military strength. Over time, the once mighty cavalry forces that had secured the kingdom's rise began to lose their edge, leading to Oyo's gradual decline. Despite its eventual fall, the Kingdom of Oyo left an indelible mark on West African history. Its innovative use of cavalry, strategic military organization, and ability to adapt to changing circumstances offer valuable insights into the complexities of ancient African warfare. As we continue our journey, we'll uncover the diplomatic ties of the Kingdom of Congo, exploring how this influential state navigated its relationships with Europe and the challenges of colonization. Now let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Congo, a powerful and sophisticated state that played a pivotal role in shaping the history of Central Africa. Known for its intricate diplomatic ties with Europe, Congo's story is one of both collaboration and resistance, offering a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of early African-European interactions. The Kingdom of Congo, located in what is now modern-day Angola, the Republic of the Congo, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, was one of the most centralized and organized states in Africa during its peak. Its leaders, known as the Mana-Congos, were not only skilled administrators but also astute diplomats who recognized the importance of forging alliances with European powers. One of the most significant moments in Congo's history came in the late 15th century when the Portuguese arrived on its shores. The Mana-Congo at the time, Nzinga Nkuwu, saw an opportunity to establish a mutually beneficial relationship. He welcomed the Portuguese, exchanged ambassadors, and even converted to Christianity, adopting the name João I. This marked the beginning of a complex diplomatic relationship that would shape Congo's future. Congo's ties with Portugal were initially built on trade and cultural exchange. The kingdom exported goods like ivory, copper, and textiles, while importing European firearms, textiles, and other luxury items. This exchange brought wealth and prestige to Congo, but it also introduced new challenges. The Portuguese, driven by their own ambitions, began to exert increasing influence over Congo's affairs, often undermining the authority of the Mana-Congo. One of the most notable figures in Congo's history is Afonso I, who ruled in the early 16th century. A devout Christian, Afonso sought to modernize his kingdom by adopting European technologies and administrative practices. He established schools, promoted literacy, and even sent his son to study in Portugal. However, Afonso also faced growing pressure from Portuguese traders and missionaries, who began to exploit Congo's resources and people, particularly through the transatlantic slave trade. Afonso's reign highlights the dual nature of Congo's relationship with Europe. While he embraced aspects of European culture and technology, he also fiercely resisted Portuguese attempts to undermine his authority. In a series of letters to the Portuguese king, Afonso condemned the abuses of Portuguese traders and pleaded for an end to the slave trade. His efforts, though ultimately unsuccessful, demonstrate Congo's determination to maintain its sovereignty in the face of external pressures. As the 16th century progressed, Congo's relationship with Portugal grew increasingly strained. The kingdom faced internal divisions, with rival factions vying for power and Portuguese interference exacerbating these conflicts. By the 17th century, Congo was embroiled in a series of civil wars, further weakening its ability to resist European encroachment. Despite these challenges, Congo's leaders continued to resist colonization. One of the most remarkable examples of this resistance came in the form of Queen Nzinga Mband, who ruled the neighboring Ndongo and Matamba kingdoms in the 17th century. Though not a Manikongo herself, Nzinga's efforts to unite Central African states against Portuguese domination were deeply intertwined with Congo's struggle for independence. The Kingdom of Congo's story is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of African states in the face of colonization. Its diplomatic ties with Europe, while initially beneficial, ultimately exposed the kingdom to exploitation and conflict. Yet, through it all, Congo's leaders fought to preserve their autonomy, leaving behind a legacy of resistance and cultural pride. As we move forward, we'll explore the Kingdom of Dahome's involvement in the transatlantic slave trade, examining the economic and moral complexities of this dark chapter in history. Now, let's shift our focus to the Kingdom of Dahome, a powerful West African state whose involvement in the transatlantic slave trade remains one of the most controversial and complex chapters in African history. Situated in what is now modern-day Benin, Dahome rose to prominence in the 17th century, becoming a major player in the regional and global economy. However, its wealth and power were deeply intertwined with the brutal trade in human lives. Dahome's economy was heavily reliant on the slave trade, which became a central pillar of its prosperity. The kingdom's rulers, known as the Kings of Dahome, actively participated in capturing and selling enslaved Africans to European traders. This trade was not only a source of immense wealth but also a tool for political expansion. Dahome's military campaigns, often targeting neighboring states, were primarily aimed at acquiring captives to sell to European merchants. The economic benefits of the slave trade were undeniable. Dahome's kings amassed vast fortunes which they used to strengthen their armies, build impressive palaces, and fund lavish ceremonies. The kingdom's capital, Abomey, became a thriving center of commerce and culture, adorned with intricate artworks and fortified walls. However, this prosperity came at a devastating human cost. Thousands of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes, enduring unimaginable suffering as they were transported across the Atlantic. The moral complexities of Dahome's role in the slave trade are impossible to ignore. While the kingdom's leaders profited immensely, they were also complicit in a system that dehumanized and exploited their fellow Africans. Some historians argue that Dahome's participation was a pragmatic response to the realities of the time, as European demand for enslaved labor created a market that was difficult to resist. Others contend that Dahome's rulers had agency and could have chosen a different path, making their involvement a moral failing. One of the most striking aspects of Dahome's history is the role of its famous all-female military unit, the Dahome Amazons. These fierce warriors not only defended the kingdom but also played a key role in slave raids. Their participation adds another layer of complexity to Dahome's legacy, as they were both symbols of empowerment and instruments of oppression. By the 19th century, the transatlantic slave trade began to decline, and Dahome faced increasing pressure from European powers to end its involvement. The kingdom's economy, so heavily dependent on the trade, struggled to adapt. Eventually, Dahomey was colonized by France in the late 19th century, marking the end of its independence. The Kingdom of Dahomey's story forces us to confront difficult questions about power, morality, and survival in the face of external pressures. Its involvement in the slave trade is a stark reminder of the ways in which global systems of exploitation shaped African history, leaving a legacy that continues to resonate today. As we move forward, we'll explore the architectural grandeur of Dahomey's royal palaces, uncovering the cultural significance of these remarkable structures and their enduring legacy. Now let's journey to the ancient kingdom of Axum, a civilization renowned not only for its towering obelisks and religious significance, but also for its groundbreaking advancements in economics. One of Axum's most remarkable achievements was its sophisticated coinage system, which played a pivotal role in shaping its economy and trade networks across the ancient world. Axum's coinage system was one of the first in Africa to feature minted coins, a practice that set it apart from many of its contemporaries. These coins were not merely tools of trade, but also powerful symbols of Axum's wealth, authority, and cultural identity. Made primarily of gold, silver, and bronze, the coins bore intricate designs, including images of the ruling king, religious symbols, and inscriptions in Greek and Jazz, the local language. These details reflected Axum's unique blend of African traditions and its connections to the wider Mediterranean world. The economic significance of Axum's coinage system cannot be overstated. By standardizing currency, the kingdom streamlined trade, both within its borders and with distant partners. Merchants from as far away as Rome, India, and the Arabian Peninsula relied on Axumite coins for transactions, making them a cornerstone of international commerce. This system not only facilitated the exchange of goods like ivory, gold, and spices, but also reinforced Axum's position as a major trading hub in the ancient world. Beyond its economic impact, the coinage system also served as a tool of political and cultural expression. The images and inscriptions on the coins conveyed messages about the king's divine right to rule and the kingdom's religious beliefs, particularly its early adoption of Christianity. This made the coins more than just currency. They were a medium through which Axum projected its power and identity to both its citizens and foreign observers. The influence of Axum's coinage system extended far beyond its borders. It inspired neighboring regions to adopt similar practices, contributing to the spread of monetized economies in Africa. Even after the decline of the Axumite Empire, its coins remained highly valued, often found in archaeological sites across the Indian Ocean region, a testament to their enduring legacy. As we reflect on Axum's coinage system, we see a civilization that was not only economically innovative but also deeply aware of the power of symbolism. Its coins tell a story of a kingdom that was both a local powerhouse and a global player, bridging cultures and continents through trade and diplomacy. Next, we'll uncover the importance of salt in the Kingdom of Mali's economy, exploring how this humble mineral became a cornerstone of wealth and power in one of Africa's most legendary empires. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Mali, where a seemingly ordinary mineral transformed into a symbol of wealth and power. Salt, often referred to as white gold, was not just a seasoning but a cornerstone of Mali's economy, shaping its trade networks and cultural identity in profound ways. In the arid landscapes of West Africa, salt was a precious commodity, essential for preserving food and maintaining health in a region where the climate made it difficult to produce. The Kingdom of Mali, with its vast territories and strategic location, became a hub for the salt trade, controlling key routes that connected the Sahara Desert to the lush forests of the south. One of the most famous of these routes was the Trans-Saharan Trade Network, where caravans of camels carried slabs of salt from mines like those in Taghaza to cities such as Timbuktu and Gao. The value of salt in Mali was so high that it was often traded pound for pound with gold. This exchange highlights the mineral's immense economic importance as it became a form of currency in its own right. Salt was not only a vital resource for local communities, but also a key export that fueled Mali's wealth and influence. The kingdom's control over these trade routes allowed it to amass enormous riches, which were famously displayed during Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca, where his generosity with gold and salt astonished the Islamic world. Beyond its economic role, salt held deep cultural significance in Mali. It was a symbol of hospitality and prosperity, often used in rituals and ceremonies. In many communities, offering salt to a guest was a gesture of goodwill and respect. This cultural reverence for salt further cemented its status as more than just a commodity. It was a vital part of Mali's social fabric. The salt trade also played a crucial role in connecting Mali to the wider world. Through its trade networks, the kingdom established relationships with North African and Mediterranean societies, exchanging not only goods but also ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. This exchange enriched Mali's society, contributing to its reputation as a center of learning and commerce. As we explore the legacy of Mali's salt trade, we see a kingdom that understood the value of its natural resources and leveraged them to build an empire. Salt was more than just a mineral, it was a catalyst for economic growth, cultural exchange, and political power. Next, we'll delve into the spread of Islam in the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu, examining how this faith shaped its governance and cultural identity, and the lasting impact it had on the region. Now, shifting our focus to the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu, we uncover how the spread of Islam became a defining force in shaping its governance, culture, and identity. Situated in the region of modern-day Chad, Nigeria, and Niger, Kanem-Bornu emerged as a powerful state that embraced Islam as early as the 11th century, making it one of the earliest African kingdoms to adopt the faith. This adoption was not merely a religious shift but a transformative process that influenced every aspect of its society. The introduction of Islam to Kanem-Bornu began through trade and diplomatic ties with North African Muslim states. As merchants and scholars traveled across the Sahara, they brought with them not only goods but also Islamic teachings, which gradually gained traction among the ruling elite. By the reign of Mu'adh Ahmad Dabelmi in the 13th century, Islam had become the state religion, solidifying its role in governance. The rulers of Kanem-Bornu, known as Mais, used Islam to legitimize their authority, presenting themselves as both political and spiritual leaders. This fusion of religion and governance created a centralized system that strengthened the kingdom's stability and cohesion. Islam also played a pivotal role in Kanem-Bornu's legal and administrative systems. Sharia law was integrated into the kingdom's legal framework, influencing everything from trade regulations to social conduct. This integration helped streamline governance and fostered a sense of unity among the diverse populations within the kingdom. Additionally, Islamic scholars or ulama became key advisors to the Mais, contributing to the kingdom's intellectual and cultural development. Culturally, Islam left an indelible mark on Kanem-Bornu. The faith influenced art, architecture, and education, with the construction of mosques and Islamic schools becoming symbols of the kingdom's devotion. Arabic became the language of administration and scholarship, facilitating communication with other Muslim states and enriching Kanem-Bornu's intellectual life. The kingdom became a center of Islamic learning, attracting scholars from across the Muslim world and contributing to the broader Islamic Golden Age. However, the spread of Islam in Kanem-Bornu was not without its complexities. While the ruling elite and urban centers embraced the faith, many rural communities retained their traditional beliefs, creating a cultural duality that persisted for centuries. This blend of Islamic and indigenous practices gave rise to a unique cultural identity, where elements of both traditions coexisted and influenced one another. The Islamic influence also extended to Kanem-Bornu's military strategies and diplomacy. the kingdom's alliances with other Muslim states bolstered its position in trans-Saharan trade and provided support during conflicts. These alliances, combined with its adoption of Islamic governance, allowed Kanem-Bornu to thrive as a regional power for centuries. As we reflect on the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu, we see a society where Islam became a cornerstone of its identity, shaping its governance, culture, and connections with the wider world. The kingdom's ability to integrate Islamic principles while maintaining its unique traditions stands as a testament to its adaptability and resilience. Next, we'll explore the unique silent trade practices of the Kingdom of Ghana, uncovering how this innovative system facilitated commerce and cultural exchange across West Africa. Now let's journey to the Kingdom of Ghana, where one of the most fascinating and mysterious trade practices in history took place: the silent trade. This unique system, which flourished between the 9th and 13th centuries, was not just a method of exchanging goods but a testament to the ingenuity and cultural sophistication of the Ghanaian people. The silent trade, also known as dumb barter, was a method of commerce where buyers and sellers never met face to face. Instead, goods were exchanged through a process of mutual trust and unspoken agreement. Here's how it worked. Traders from the north, often Berber merchants, would arrive at a designated trading site and lay out their goods, typically salt, cloth, or other valuable items. They would then retreat to a distance, allowing the local Ghanaian traders to approach. The Ghanaians would inspect the goods and place what they believed to be a fair amount of gold or other commodities beside them. If the northern traders were satisfied with the offer, they would take the gold and leave their goods behind. If not, they would withdraw again, signaling the need for a better offer. This process would continue until both parties were content, all without a single word exchanged. This system of trade was not only practical but also deeply rooted in the cultural and social dynamics of the region. One of the key reasons for its success was the mutual respect and understanding between the trading parties. The silent trade eliminated the need for a common language, which was crucial in a region as diverse as West Africa. It also minimized the risk of conflict, as the physical separation of traders reduced the chances of disputes or misunderstandings. Economically, the silent trade was a cornerstone of Ghana's prosperity. The kingdom's control over the gold trade was legendary, and its ability to conduct commerce without revealing the exact sources of its wealth added to its mystique. By keeping the locations of their gold mines secret, the Ghanaians maintained a monopoly over this precious resource, ensuring their dominance in regional trade networks. This secrecy also protected their gold-producing regions from potential invasions or exploitation by foreign powers. Culturally, the silent trade reflected the values of trust, fairness, and mutual benefit that were central to Ghanaian society. It demonstrated a level of sophistication and organization that challenged the stereotypes often associated with ancient African civilizations. The practice also highlights the interconnectedness of the region, as goods from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, and the forests of West Africa flowed through these silent exchanges, fostering cultural exchange and economic growth. However, the silent trade was not without its challenges. The lack of direct communication meant that misunderstandings could occur, and the process could be time-consuming. Yet, the system endured for centuries, a testament to its effectiveness and the high level of trust between trading partners. As we reflect on the silent trade practices of the Kingdom of Ghana, we see a remarkable example of how innovation and cultural understanding can shape economic systems. This unique method of commerce not only fueled Ghana's wealth, but also left a lasting legacy in the annals of African history. Next, we'll uncover the artistic brilliance of the Kingdom of Ife, exploring its renowned glass bead industry and its role in shaping West African trade and culture. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Ife, where artistry and innovation reached extraordinary heights through its renowned glass bead industry. This ancient civilization, located in what is now modern-day Nigeria, was not only a center of political and spiritual power, but also a hub of artistic excellence that left an indelible mark on West African culture and trade. The glass bead production of Ife was a marvel of ancient craftsmanship. Using locally sourced materials, artisans developed intricate techniques to create beads of stunning beauty and precision. These beads were not mere ornaments, they were symbols of status, wealth, and spiritual significance. The process of making them involved melting silica-rich materials at high temperatures, then shaping and coloring the molten glass into delicate, intricate designs. The skill required to produce these beads was unparalleled, and the artisans of Ife were revered for their mastery. What made Ife's glass beads particularly remarkable was their artistic value. Each bead was a miniature work of art, often featuring vibrant colors and intricate patterns. Some beads were designed to resemble natural elements like flowers or animals, while others bore geometric shapes that reflected the cultural and spiritual beliefs of the Ife people. These beads were highly sought after, not only within the kingdom but also across West Africa and beyond. They became a form of currency, a means of communication, and a way to express identity and social standing. The role of Ife's glass beads in trade cannot be overstated. They were a key commodity in the extensive trade networks that connected Ife to other African kingdoms and even to distant regions like the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Traders carried these beads along established routes, exchanging them for goods such as salt, gold, and textiles. The beads' portability and universal appeal made them an ideal medium of exchange, facilitating economic and cultural interactions across vast distances. Beyond their economic importance, Ife's glass beads also played a significant role in diplomacy and cultural exchange. They were often presented as gifts to neighboring rulers, symbolizing goodwill and fostering alliances. The beads also served as a medium through which Ife's artistic and cultural influence spread, leaving a lasting legacy that can still be seen in the beadwork traditions of many African societies today. The glass bead industry of Ife is a testament to the kingdom's ingenuity and its ability to blend artistry with practicality. It highlights the sophistication of Ife's artisans and their contribution to the broader cultural and economic landscape of ancient Africa. Through their beads, the people of Ife not only adorned themselves but also wove a tapestry of connections that spanned continents and centuries. As we marvel at the legacy of Ife's glass bead industry, we are reminded of the enduring power of art to transcend time and geography. Next, we'll explore the kingdom of Songhai's naval power and how its mastery of the Niger River shaped its military and trade dominance. Now, let's set sail into the heart of West Africa, where the kingdom of Songhai harnessed the power of the Niger River to build one of the most formidable empires in history. The Niger River, a lifeline for trade and travel, became the backbone of Songhai's military and economic dominance, shaping its rise as a regional superpower. The Songhai Empire's mastery of the Niger River was no accident. Stretching over 2,500 miles, the river provided a natural highway that connected the empire's vast territories. Songhai's leaders recognized its strategic importance early on, using it to transport troops, goods, and ideas across their domain. This control over the river allowed them to project power far beyond their capital, Gao, and secure their influence over neighboring regions. One of the most remarkable aspects of Songhai's naval power was its military innovation. The empire developed a fleet of riverboats designed for both speed and durability, enabling rapid movement of soldiers and supplies. These vessels were not only used for defense but also for launching strategic offensives against rival kingdoms. By controlling key points along the Niger, Songhai could swiftly respond to threats and maintain its dominance over the region. Trade was another cornerstone of Songhai's river-based strategy. The Niger River served as a bustling trade route, linking the empire to markets as far north as the Sahara and as far south as the rainforest. Goods like gold, salt, and kola nuts flowed along the river, enriching Songhai's economy and strengthening its ties with other African kingdoms. The empire's ability to tax and regulate this trade further bolstered its wealth and influence, making it a key player in trans-Saharan commerce. But Songhai's naval power was not just about military might and economic gain. It also played a crucial role in cultural exchange. The river facilitated the movement of people, ideas, and traditions, creating a vibrant melting pot of cultures within the empire. Scholars, merchants, and artisans traveled along the Niger, spreading knowledge and innovation that enriched Songhai's society. This cultural dynamism helped solidify the empire's reputation as a center of learning and progress. The decline of Songhai's naval power came with the empire's eventual fall, but its legacy endures. The Niger River remains a vital artery for the region, and the strategies developed by Songhai continue to inspire modern approaches to river-based trade and defense. The empire's ability to harness the river's potential stands as a testament to its ingenuity and vision. As we reflect on Songhai's naval achievements, we're reminded of the profound impact geography can have on the rise and fall of civilizations. Next, we'll uncover the secrets of the Kingdom of Mutapa's stone structures and their enduring significance. Now, let's journey south to the Kingdom of Mutapa, where towering stone structures stand as silent witnesses to a civilization that once thrived in what is now modern-day Zimbabwe and Mozambique. These remarkable stone ruins, often overshadowed by the grandeur of Great Zimbabwe, hold secrets of their own, revealing the ingenuity and cultural depth of the Mutapa people. The stone structures of Mutapa are a marvel of ancient engineering. Built without mortar, the stones were carefully cut and fitted together with such precision that they have endured for centuries. These constructions served multiple purposes, from royal residences and administrative centers to religious sites. The most famous of these is the Great Enclosure, a massive stone complex that showcases the kingdom's architectural prowess. Its intricate design and sheer scale reflect the sophistication of Mutapa's builders, who mastered the art of working with stone to create structures that were both functional and awe-inspiring. Beyond their architectural brilliance, these stone structures held deep cultural and spiritual significance. They were not merely buildings but symbols of power and divine authority. The Great Enclosure, for instance, is believed to have been a sacred space where rulers conducted ceremonies and connected with the spiritual world. The alignment of certain structures with celestial events, such as solstices and equinoxes, suggests that the Mutapa people had a profound understanding of astronomy, using it to guide their religious and agricultural practices. The symbolism of these stone structures extended to the kingdom's identity and governance. They represented the unity and strength of the Mutapa state, serving as a physical manifestation of its authority. The walls and enclosures were not just defensive measures but also statements of permanence and stability, reinforcing the kingdom's dominance over the region. For the people of Mutapa, these structures were a source of pride and a reminder of their shared heritage. The decline of the Mutapa kingdom in the late 17th century led to the abandonment of many of these stone structures, but their legacy endures. Today, they stand as a testament to the creativity and resilience of the Mutapa people, offering valuable insights into their way of life. Archaeologists and historians continue to study these ruins, uncovering clues about the kingdom's social organization, trade networks, and cultural practices. As we explore the stone structures of Mutapa, we're reminded of the enduring power of human ingenuity and the stories etched into the very stones of history. Next, we'll delve into the elaborate burial practices of the Kingdom of Kerma and what they reveal about this ancient civilization's beliefs and values. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Kerma, where the rituals of life and death reveal a civilization deeply connected to the spiritual world. The burial practices of Kerma are among the most elaborate and fascinating in ancient African history, offering a window into their beliefs, social structure, and reverence for the afterlife. In Kerma, death was not an end but a transition to another realm, and the preparation for this journey was both meticulous and symbolic. The kingdom's elite were buried in large, circular tombs known as tumuli, which were often accompanied by a wealth of grave goods. These items, ranging from pottery and jewelry to weapons and tools, were carefully selected to ensure the deceased had everything they needed in the afterlife. The inclusion of such objects highlights the Kerma people's belief in a continued existence beyond death, where material possessions held spiritual value. The construction of these tombs was a monumental task, reflecting the status and importance of the individuals buried within. Some tumuli reached impressive heights with diameters stretching over 100 feet. The tombs were often surrounded by smaller graves, possibly belonging to servants or family members who accompanied the deceased into the afterlife. This practice underscores the hierarchical nature of Kerma society, where even in death, social distinctions were preserved and honored. One of the most striking aspects of Kerma's burial practices is the evidence of human sacrifice, a practice that speaks to the kingdom's spiritual intensity. In some tombs, archaeologists have discovered the remains of individuals who were likely sacrificed to serve the deceased in the afterlife. While this may seem harsh by modern standards, it reflects the Kerma people's profound commitment to ensuring the well-being of their leaders in the next world. These sacrifices were not acts of cruelty but rather expressions of loyalty and devotion, deeply rooted in their cultural and religious beliefs. The spiritual significance of these burial practices extended beyond the tombs themselves. The alignment of certain graves with celestial bodies suggests that the Kerma people had a sophisticated understanding of astronomy, which they integrated into their funerary rituals. This connection between the earthly and the celestial highlights their belief in a harmonious universe, where the living and the dead were part of a larger cosmic order. From an archaeological perspective, the burial sites of Kerma are invaluable. They provide a wealth of information about the kingdom's social structure, religious beliefs, and daily life. The artifacts found within these tombs offer clues about trade networks, craftsmanship, and even the diet of the Kerma people. Each discovery adds another layer to our understanding of this ancient civilization, revealing a society that was both complex and deeply spiritual. As we reflect on the burial practices of Kerma, we're reminded of the universal human desire to honor the dead and make sense of the mysteries of life and death. These ancient rituals, though distant in time, resonate with us today, offering a glimpse into the values and beliefs that shaped the kingdom of Kerma. Next, we'll uncover the importance of oral histories in the kingdom of Luba and how they preserved the legacy of this remarkable civilization. Now, let's journey to the heart of Central Africa, where the Kingdom of Luba thrived, not just through its political and economic systems, but through the power of its stories. The Luba people placed immense value on oral histories, using them as a living archive to preserve their culture, traditions, and governance. Unlike written records, these oral histories were dynamic, passed down through generations by skilled storytellers known as bambudai. These custodians of memory were not just entertainers but vital keepers of the kingdom's identity and wisdom. The oral histories of Luba served as more than just tales of the past. They were the foundation of their political and social systems. The stories often revolved around the kingdom's founding, its legendary rulers, and the moral lessons that guided their society. For instance, the tale of Kalola Ilunga, the mythical founder of the Luba kingdom, was not just a story of heroism but a lesson in leadership, resilience, and the divine right to rule. These narratives reinforced the legitimacy of the ruling class and provided a shared sense of identity for the people. One of the most fascinating aspects of Luba's oral traditions was their role in governance. The Bambudai were not only storytellers but also advisors to the king. Their deep knowledge of history and tradition made them essential in decision-making processes, ensuring that the kingdom's actions aligned with its cultural values. This unique blend of storytelling and governance highlights the Luba people's belief in the power of memory and tradition to shape the present and future. The preservation of these oral histories was a communal effort, with each generation adding its own experiences and interpretations. This adaptability allowed the stories to remain relevant, even as the kingdom faced challenges like colonization and external pressures. The resilience of Luba's oral traditions is a testament to their importance, not just as historical records but as tools for cultural survival. From an archaeological and anthropological perspective, the oral histories of Luba offer invaluable insights into a society that valued memory as much as material wealth. While physical artifacts like the famous Luba stools and carvings provide glimpses into their artistry, it is the stories that reveal the soul of the kingdom. They remind us that history is not just about what is written or excavated, but also about what is remembered and retold. As we reflect on the kingdom of Luba, we're reminded of the enduring power of storytelling. In a world increasingly dominated by written records and digital archives, the Luba people's commitment to oral histories challenges us to consider the ways we preserve our own cultures. Next, we'll explore the intricate clan system of the Kingdom of Buganda and how it shaped one of Africa's most enduring societies. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Buganda, a society whose intricate clan system was the backbone of its social and political life. Unlike many other kingdoms that relied solely on centralized authority, Buganda's governance was deeply rooted in its clans, each playing a unique role in shaping the kingdom's identity and stability. The Buganda clan system was made up of more than 50 clans, each with its own totem, or muzero, which served as a symbol of identity and unity. These totems, often animals or plants, were not just emblems but carried spiritual significance, connecting members of the clan to their ancestors and the natural world. This system created a sense of belonging and loyalty, binding individuals to their clans and by extension to the kingdom as a whole. Each clan had specific responsibilities, from providing warriors for the king's army to offering specialized skills like blacksmithing, pottery, or healing. This division of labor ensured that the kingdom functioned smoothly, with every clan contributing to its prosperity. The clan leaders, known as Batoka, were respected figures who acted as intermediaries between the people and the king, ensuring that the needs of their members were addressed while maintaining loyalty to the central authority. One of the most remarkable aspects of Buganda's clan system was its role in governance. The king, or Kabaka, was not an absolute ruler but worked closely with the clan leaders to make decisions. This collaborative approach allowed for a balance of power, preventing the concentration of authority in one person and fostering a sense of shared responsibility. The Lukieko, or Council of Clan Leaders, played a crucial role in advising the king, ensuring that the voices of the people were heard in matters of state. The clan system also served as a mechanism for social cohesion and conflict resolution. Disputes within or between clans were often settled through traditional methods, guided by the wisdom of elders and the principles of fairness and reconciliation. This emphasis on harmony and collective well-being helped maintain stability within the kingdom, even during times of external threat or internal challenge. Buganda's clan system was not just a social structure but a living, evolving framework that adapted to changing circumstances. Over time, new clans were formed and existing ones expanded, reflecting the kingdom's growth and diversity. This flexibility allowed Buganda to remain resilient, preserving its traditions while embracing new influences. From a broader perspective, the clan system of Buganda offers a fascinating example of how social organization can shape governance and cultural identity. It reminds us that leadership is not just about authority but about collaboration, shared responsibility, and the strength of community. As we move forward, we'll uncover the symbolic world of the Ashanti Kingdom and the profound meanings behind their Adinkra symbols, which served as a unique form of communication and cultural expression. Now let's journey into the vibrant world of the Ashanti Kingdom, where symbols spoke louder than words. The Adinkra symbols of the Ashanti are more than just intricate designs. They are a profound language of culture, philosophy, and identity. These symbols, often seen on fabrics, pottery, and architecture, carry deep meanings that reflect the values, beliefs, and wisdom of the Ashanti people. Each Adinkra symbol tells a story, encapsulating lessons, proverbs, or historical events. For example, the Jai Nyame symbol, which translates to "except for God," represents the omnipotence and supremacy of the divine. It serves as a reminder of the Ashanti's spiritual devotion and their belief in a higher power guiding their lives. Another well-known symbol, Sankofa, meaning "go back and fetch it," encourages learning from the past to build a better future. These symbols were not just decorative but served as tools for teaching and preserving the collective wisdom of the Ashanti. The creation of Adinkra symbols was a meticulous process, often involving skilled artisans who used natural dyes and carved stamps to imprint the designs onto cloth. This cloth, known as Adinkra cloth, was traditionally worn during significant ceremonies such as funerals, festivals, and royal events. The choice of symbols on the cloth conveyed specific messages, allowing individuals to communicate their thoughts, emotions, or social status without uttering a word. Beyond their aesthetic appeal, Adinkra symbols played a crucial role in governance and social cohesion. Leaders used them to convey messages of unity, strength, and resilience to their people. For instance, the Dweneman symbol, representing humility and strength, was often associated with leadership, reminding rulers to remain humble despite their power. This integration of symbols into daily life and governance highlights the Ashanti's innovative approach to communication and cultural expression. The enduring legacy of Adinkra symbols extends far beyond the Ashanti Kingdom. Today, these symbols are celebrated worldwide, inspiring art, fashion, and design. They serve as a testament to the richness of African heritage and the timeless relevance of its philosophies. As we continue our exploration, we'll delve into the advanced bronze casting techniques of the Kingdom of Benin, where artistry and craftsmanship reached unparalleled heights. Now, let's step into the world of the Kingdom of Benin, where artistry and innovation reached extraordinary heights. The bronze casting techniques of Benin are a testament to the kingdom's unparalleled craftsmanship and cultural sophistication. These techniques, refined over centuries, produced some of the most intricate and lifelike sculptures ever created in Africa. The process of bronze casting in Benin was both an art and a science. Artisans began by creating a detailed clay model of the desired sculpture. Once the model was complete, they coated it with layers of beeswax, meticulously carving fine details into the wax surface. Next, the wax-covered model was encased in a thick layer of clay, forming a mold. When heated, the wax melted away, leaving a hollow space in the shape of the original model. Molten bronze was then poured into this space, filling every crevice and capturing the intricate details of the wax carving. Once cooled, the clay mold was broken away, revealing a stunning bronze sculpture. The subjects of these sculptures were as varied as they were significant. Many depicted royalty, warriors, and deities, immortalizing the power and prestige of Benin's leaders. Others captured everyday life, showcasing the kingdom's vibrant culture and traditions. One of the most famous examples is the Benin bronzes, a collection of plaques and statues that adorn the royal palace. These works not only served as decorative pieces but also as historical records, preserving the stories and achievements of the Benin people for future generations. The artistic value of Benin's bronze casting is undeniable. The level of detail and realism achieved by these artisans was unmatched, with sculptures often featuring lifelike facial expressions, intricate patterns, and symbolic motifs. Each piece was a masterpiece, reflecting the skill and creativity of its creator. Beyond their aesthetic appeal, these bronze works held deep cultural importance. They were used in rituals, ceremonies, and as symbols of authority. the Oba or king of Benin often commissioned bronze sculptures to commemorate significant events or to honor his ancestors. These sculptures reinforced the Oba's divine right to rule and served as a visual representation of the kingdom's wealth and power. The legacy of Benin's bronze casting techniques continues to inspire artists and historians worldwide. Despite the looting of many Benin bronzes during colonial times, efforts to repatriate and preserve these treasures are ongoing. They remain a powerful reminder of the ingenuity and cultural richness of the Benin Kingdom. As we move forward, we'll explore the kingdom of Enri's Yam festivals, where agriculture and spirituality intertwined in a celebration of life and abundance. Now let's journey to the heart of the kingdom of Enri, where the humble yam was far more than just a staple crop. It was a symbol of life, prosperity, and spiritual connection. The yam festivals of Enri were among the most vibrant and significant celebrations in the kingdom, blending agriculture, spirituality, and community in a way that few other traditions could. At the core of these festivals was the yam itself, a crop that held immense agricultural importance. Yams were not only a primary food source but also a measure of wealth and status. A bountiful yam harvest was seen as a blessing from the gods, a sign of favor and abundance. The festivals, which typically took place at the end of the harvest season, were a time to give thanks for this vital crop and to seek blessings for the coming year. The rituals surrounding the yam festivals were deeply rooted in the spiritual beliefs of the Enri people. The festival began with a series of purification ceremonies led by the Enri, the spiritual and political leader of the kingdom. These ceremonies were designed to cleanse the community and ensure harmony between the people and the divine. Offerings of yams, palm wine, and other sacred items were made to the gods and ancestors, symbolizing gratitude and reverence. One of the most striking aspects of the yam festivals was the communal spirit they fostered. The entire kingdom came together to celebrate, with feasting, music, and dance playing central roles. The Enri would often distribute yams to the people, reinforcing the idea of shared prosperity and unity. This act of generosity was not just a gesture of goodwill but also a reflection of the kingdom's values, emphasizing the importance of community and mutual support. The yam festivals also served as a platform for cultural expression. Traditional masquerades, storytelling, and performances were integral to the celebrations, showcasing the rich heritage of the Enri people. These events were not only entertaining but also educational, passing down knowledge, history, and values from one generation to the next. Beyond their cultural and spiritual significance, the yam festivals played a crucial role in the kingdom's agricultural cycle. They marked the end of one farming season and the beginning of another, providing a rhythm to life in Enri. The festivals were a reminder of the interconnectedness of humans, nature, and the divine, highlighting the kingdom's deep respect for the land and its resources. The legacy of Enri's yam festivals continues to resonate today, offering a glimpse into a world where agriculture and spirituality were seamlessly intertwined. These celebrations remind us of the enduring power of tradition and the importance of honoring the gifts of the earth. As we move forward, we'll explore the political structure of the Kingdom of Oyo, where checks and balances shaped one of West Africa's most powerful empires. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Oyo, where political ingenuity and a carefully crafted system of governance laid the foundation for one of West Africa's most formidable empires. The political structure of Oyo was a masterclass in balance and organization, ensuring stability and prosperity for centuries. At the heart of Oyo's political system was the Olofin, the king who served as the central authority. However, unlike many other monarchies, the Olofin's power was not absolute. It was carefully counterbalanced by the Oyo Messi, a council of 7 high-ranking chiefs who acted as advisors and regulators of the king's authority. This council played a crucial role in maintaining equilibrium, ensuring that no single individual could wield unchecked power. The Oyo Messi were not just ceremonial figures, they held significant influence over the kingdom's affairs. They had the authority to approve or reject the Olophan's decisions, and in extreme cases they could even demand his abdication. This system of checks and balances was revolutionary for its time, preventing tyranny and fostering a sense of shared governance. Another key element of Oyo's political structure was the role of the Basharan, the head of the Oyo Messi. The Basharan acted as a bridge between the council and the Olophan, ensuring smooth communication and cooperation. This position was vital in maintaining harmony within the kingdom, as it allowed for the resolution of disputes and the alignment of goals between the ruling elite. Beyond the central government, Oyo's political organization extended to its provinces, which were governed by local leaders known as Obas. These leaders were appointed by the Olophan but enjoyed a degree of autonomy in managing their territories. This decentralized approach allowed for efficient administration and ensured that the needs of distant regions were addressed without overburdening the central authority. The military also played a pivotal role in Oyo's political stability. The kingdom's powerful cavalry forces, known as the Iso, were not only instrumental in expanding Oyo's territory but also in maintaining internal order. Their loyalty to the Olophan and the Oyo Messi helped deter rebellions and external threats, further solidifying the kingdom's cohesion. Oyo's political structure was not just about governance, it was a reflection of the kingdom's values. The emphasis on balance, accountability, and collaboration created a society where power was distributed and shared. This system allowed Oyo to thrive for centuries, weathering challenges and adapting to changing circumstances. The legacy of Oyo's political organization offers valuable lessons in leadership and governance. Its innovative approach to checks and balances remains a testament to the ingenuity of African political systems, challenging the notion that such structures were exclusive to other parts of the world. As we continue our journey, we'll uncover the Kingdom of Congo's resistance to colonization, a story of resilience and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. Now, let's shift our focus to the Kingdom of Congo, a realm that stood as a beacon of resistance against European colonization. This chapter of African history is not just a tale of conflict but a powerful story of resilience, leadership, and the enduring spirit of a people determined to protect their sovereignty. The Kingdom of Congo, located in what is now modern-day Angola, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and parts of Gabon, was one of the most sophisticated states in Central Africa. By the time European explorers arrived in the late 15th century, Congo had already established a centralized government, a thriving economy, and a rich cultural heritage. However, the arrival of the Portuguese marked the beginning of a long and arduous struggle for survival. One of the most prominent figures in Congo's resistance was King Afonso I, who ruled from 1506 to 1542. Afonso initially sought to establish a partnership with the Portuguese, hoping to benefit from trade and technological exchange. He even converted to Christianity and encouraged his people to adopt the religion. However, it didn't take long for Afonso to realize that the Portuguese had other intentions. The Portuguese began exploiting Congo's resources, particularly its people, through the transatlantic slave trade. Afonso vehemently opposed this, writing letters to the Portuguese king condemning the practice and pleading for its cessation. His efforts, though courageous, were largely ignored, and the slave trade continued to devastate Congo's population. Despite these challenges, Congo's resistance did not end with Afonso. In the 17th century, Queen Nzinga Mband emerged as one of the most formidable leaders in African history. Known for her strategic brilliance and unyielding determination, Nzinga led her people in a decades-long struggle against Portuguese colonization. She formed alliances with neighboring states, including the Dutch, to strengthen her position and even established a new kingdom, Matamba, as a base for her resistance. Nzinga's leadership was marked by her ability to adapt to changing circumstances. She employed guerrilla warfare tactics, negotiated treaties, and even used diplomacy to outmaneuver her enemies. Her resilience and ingenuity made her a symbol of defiance and hope, not just for Congo but for all of Africa. The legacy of Congo's resistance is profound. It serves as a reminder of the strength and determination of African kingdoms in the face of overwhelming odds. The efforts of leaders like Afonso and Nzinga highlight the importance of unity, strategy, and the unwavering belief in one's right to self-determination. As we move forward, we'll explore the architectural grandeur of Dahome's royal palaces, a testament to the kingdom's cultural and political achievements. Now, let's step into the world of the Kingdom of Dahomey, where the royal palaces stand as breathtaking symbols of power, artistry, and cultural pride. These architectural marvels were not just homes for kings and queens, but also centers of governance, spirituality, and tradition, reflecting the kingdom's sophistication and grandeur. The royal palaces of Dahomey, located in what is now modern-day Benin, were designed to awe and inspire. Built with intricate craftsmanship, they featured expansive courtyards, towering walls, and elaborate decorations that showcased the kingdom's wealth and artistic prowess. The palaces were more than just buildings, they were living embodiments of Dahomey's identity, blending functionality with profound cultural meaning. One of the most striking features of these palaces was their use of symbolism. Every detail, from the carvings on the walls to the layout of the rooms, carried deep significance. For example, the bas-reliefs that adorned the palace walls depicted scenes of Dahomey's history, including military victories, royal ceremonies, and mythological tales. These artworks served as a visual archive, preserving the kingdom's legacy for future generations. The palaces also played a central role in Dahomey's political and spiritual life. They were the sites of important rituals, including coronations, festivals, and meetings with foreign dignitaries. The throne room, often the most ornate space in the palace, was where the king held court, making decisions that shaped the destiny of the kingdom. Surrounding the palaces were sacred spaces such as temples and shrines, where the spiritual connection between the monarchy and the divine was reinforced. Despite their historical and cultural importance, the preservation of Dahomey's royal palaces has faced significant challenges. Over time, natural decay, political instability, and neglect threatened these structures. However, efforts to restore and protect them have gained momentum in recent years. Organizations, both local and international, have worked to conserve the palaces, recognizing their value as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. These preservation efforts not only safeguard the physical structures, but also ensure that the stories and traditions they represent continue to inspire future generations. The legacy of Dahomey's royal palaces is a testament to the kingdom's ingenuity and resilience. They remind us of a time when architecture was more than just construction. It was a powerful expression of identity, power, and culture. As we continue our journey, we'll uncover the agricultural innovations of the Kingdom of Axum, another chapter in the rich tapestry of ancient African history. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Axum, where the fertile highlands of East Africa became the foundation for one of the most remarkable agricultural systems of the ancient world. The Axumites were not only skilled builders and traders, but also masterful farmers whose innovations transformed their society and ensured its sustainability for centuries. At the heart of Axum's agricultural success was their ability to harness the unique geography of the region. Situated in what is now modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, the kingdom's highlands offered rich volcanic soil and a climate that supported diverse crops. The Axumites developed advanced farming techniques, including terracing, which allowed them to cultivate steep slopes and prevent soil erosion. This method not only maximized arable land but also preserved the environment, showcasing their understanding of sustainable practices long before the concept became a global concern. One of the most significant crops cultivated by the Axumites was teff, a tiny grain that remains a staple in Ethiopian cuisine today. Teff was highly valued for its nutritional content and adaptability to the region's climate. The Aksumites also grew barley, wheat, and legumes, creating a balanced diet that supported a growing population. Their agricultural surplus enabled the kingdom to thrive economically as they traded their crops with neighboring regions and distant empires, including the Roman and Byzantine worlds. But Aksum's agricultural innovations went beyond crop cultivation. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems to manage water resources efficiently, ensuring that their fields remained productive even during dry seasons. Canals and reservoirs were carefully designed to capture and distribute rainwater, a testament to their engineering ingenuity. These systems not only supported agriculture but also provided water for domestic use, further enhancing the quality of life in Aksumite cities. The impact of these advancements extended far beyond the fields. Agriculture was the backbone of Aksum's economy, fueling its rise as a major trading power. The surplus food allowed the kingdom to sustain a large population, including artisans, merchants, and soldiers who contributed to its cultural and military achievements. Moreover, the stability provided by a reliable food supply enabled the Aksumites to focus on other endeavors, such as constructing monumental obelisks and expanding their influence across the Red Sea. What makes Aksum's agricultural practices particularly remarkable is their sustainability. Unlike other ancient civilizations that depleted their resources, the Aksumites maintained a harmonious relationship with their environment. Their terracing and irrigation techniques minimized soil degradation, while crop rotation preserved soil fertility. These practices ensured that their agricultural system remained productive for generations, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire modern farming methods in the region. As we reflect on the kingdom of Aksum's agricultural innovations, we see a civilization that understood the delicate balance between human needs and environmental stewardship. Their achievements remind us that sustainability is not a modern concept but a timeless principle that has shaped the success of societies throughout history. Next, we'll explore the literary traditions of the Kingdom of Mali, where storytelling and scholarship flourished, leaving an indelible mark on African culture. Now, let's journey from the fertile fields of Aksum to the vibrant intellectual landscape of the Kingdom of Mali, where the power of words and stories shaped an entire civilization. The Kingdom of Mali, renowned for its wealth and grandeur, was also a beacon of literary and cultural achievement. At the heart of this legacy were the griots, the master storytellers and oral historians who preserved the kingdom's history, values, and traditions through the art of storytelling. The griots were more than just entertainers, they were the living memory of Mali. Through epic poetry and oral narratives, they recounted the deeds of kings, the wisdom of ancestors, and the triumphs and trials of the kingdom. One of the most famous examples of this tradition is the Epic of Sundiata, a timeless tale that celebrates the life of Sundiata Keita, the founder of the Mali Empire. This epic not only chronicles his rise to power but also embodies the values of leadership, resilience, and unity that defined Mali's golden age. What makes Mali's literary traditions truly remarkable is their ability to transcend time and space. Unlike written texts which can be lost or destroyed, oral storytelling ensured that knowledge was passed down through generations, adapting to the needs and contexts of each era. The griots used rhythm, music, and vivid imagery to captivate their audiences, making complex histories and moral lessons accessible to all, regardless of literacy. But the literary achievements of Mali extended beyond oral traditions. The kingdom was also a center of Islamic scholarship, particularly in the city of Timbuktu. Here, scholars produced manuscripts on a wide range of subjects, from astronomy and mathematics to law and theology. These texts, written in Arabic and local languages, reflected the intellectual curiosity and cosmopolitan nature of Mali's society. The libraries of Timbuktu became repositories of knowledge, attracting scholars from across Africa and beyond. The cultural impact of Mali's literary traditions cannot be overstated. They fostered a sense of identity and continuity, connecting people to their past while inspiring future generations. The stories and teachings of the griots reinforced social cohesion, while the scholarly works of Timbuktu contributed to the kingdom's reputation as a center of learning and enlightenment. Together, these traditions enriched Mali's cultural heritage and left an indelible mark on African history. As we reflect on the Kingdom of Mali's literary achievements, we are reminded of the enduring power of stories to shape societies and preserve legacies. From the epic tales of Sundiata to the scholarly manuscripts of Timbuktu, Mali's literary traditions continue to inspire and educate, bridging the gap between the past and the present. Next, we'll uncover the role of the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu in trans-Saharan trade, exploring how this powerful kingdom connected Africa to the wider world. Now, let's turn our attention to the Kingdom of Kanem-Bornu, a powerhouse of trade and cultural exchange that connected Africa to the wider world. Nestled in the heart of the Sahel, Kanem-Bornu played a pivotal role in the trans-Saharan trade network, a vast system of routes that linked sub-Saharan Africa with North Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. This kingdom wasn't just a participant in this trade, it was a central hub, shaping the flow of goods, ideas, and people across continents. At the heart of Kanem-Bornu's success was its strategic location. Situated between the Sahara Desert and the fertile lands to the south, the kingdom controlled key trade routes that allowed it to dominate the movement of valuable commodities. Salt, gold, ivory, and slaves were among the most sought-after goods, and Kanem-Bornu's merchants became masters of navigating the harsh desert terrain. Caravans of camels, often numbering in the hundreds, carried these goods across the Sahara, braving sandstorms and bandits to reach bustling markets in cities like Tripoli and Cairo. The economic benefits of this trade were immense. Kanem-Bornu grew wealthy from the taxes and tariffs imposed on goods passing through its territory. This wealth funded the kingdom's military campaigns, infrastructure projects, and cultural development. But the impact of trans-Saharan trade went beyond economics. It also facilitated a rich exchange of ideas and traditions. Islamic scholars, artisans, and merchants traveled these routes, bringing with them new religious practices, architectural styles, and technologies. Over time, Islam became deeply ingrained in Kanem-Bornu's society, influencing its governance, education, and culture. One of the most fascinating aspects of Kanem-Bornu's trade network was its ability to foster connections between diverse peoples. The kingdom's markets were melting pots of cultures where Arab, Berber, and African traders mingled, exchanged goods, and shared knowledge. This cultural exchange enriched Kanem-Bornu's identity, creating a society that was both distinctly African and deeply connected to the wider Islamic world. The legacy of Kanem-Bornu's trans-Saharan trade is a testament to the kingdom's ingenuity and adaptability. By mastering the challenges of desert trade and embracing the opportunities it brought, Kanem-Bornu became a bridge between continents, leaving an indelible mark on African history. As we move forward, we'll explore the final secret in our journey, the decline and lasting legacy of the Kingdom of Ghana, a story that reminds us of the enduring influence of Africa's ancient kingdoms. Now, as we reach the final chapter of our journey through the ancient African kingdoms, we turn to the Kingdom of Ghana, a realm whose rise to greatness was matched only by its dramatic decline. Known as the Land of Gold, Ghana was once a beacon of wealth and power, but its story is also one of resilience and enduring influence. So, what led to the fall of this mighty kingdom, and how did its legacy shape the course of African history? The decline of the Kingdom of Ghana was not the result of a single event, but rather a combination of internal and external pressures. One of the most significant factors was the gradual shift in trade routes. As new kingdoms emerged and rival powers sought to control the lucrative trans-Saharan trade, Ghana's dominance began to wane. The rise of the Almoravids, a Berber dynasty from North Africa, further destabilized the region. Their military campaigns disrupted trade and weakened Ghana's economic foundations, leaving the kingdom vulnerable to external threats. Environmental challenges also played a role in Ghana's decline. The Sahel region, where Ghana was located, experienced periods of drought and desertification, making agriculture and resource management increasingly difficult. These environmental stresses, combined with political instability, created a perfect storm that eroded the kingdom's strength over time. Yet, even as Ghana's political power faded, its cultural and economic legacy endured. The kingdom's sophisticated governance system, which included a centralized administration and a well-organized tax system, served as a model for later African states. The Kingdom of Mali, which rose to prominence after Ghana's decline, adopted many of these practices, building on the foundations laid by its predecessor. Ghana's influence extended beyond governance. The kingdom's mastery of trade and its ability to control the flow of gold and other valuable commodities left a lasting mark on the region's economic landscape. The concept of silent trade, a practice where goods were exchanged without direct contact between buyers and sellers, became a hallmark of West African commerce and a testament to Ghana's ingenuity. Perhaps most importantly, Ghana's legacy lies in its role as a cultural and intellectual hub. The kingdom's cities were centers of learning and exchange, where scholars, merchants, and artisans from across Africa and beyond came together to share ideas and innovations. This spirit of collaboration and innovation continued to inspire later kingdoms, shaping the cultural identity of West Africa for centuries to come. As we reflect on the Kingdom of Ghana's decline, we are reminded that even the mightiest empires are not immune to change. Yet, Ghana's story is not one of defeat but of transformation. Its legacy lives on in the traditions, institutions, and cultural achievements of the African kingdoms that followed, a testament to the enduring power of its influence. And with that, we conclude our exploration of the 50 secrets of the ancient African kingdoms. From the towering obelisks of Axum to the golden wealth of Mali, these stories remind us of the richness and complexity of Africa's history. If you've enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more fascinating explorations. Until next time, keep uncovering the mysteries of our shared past. As we bring this journey to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible tapestry of history we've uncovered. From the architectural wonders of Great Zimbabwe to the astronomical wisdom of the Dogon people, the ancient African kingdoms have left behind a legacy that continues to inspire and intrigue. These 50 secrets reveal not just the grandeur of these civilizations, but also their profound contributions to art, science, governance, and culture. Each kingdom we've explored, whether it was the gold-rich Mali, the scholarly Songhai, or the resilient Ghana, offers a unique window into the ingenuity and resilience of African societies. Their stories remind us that history is not just a record of the past, but a living, breathing narrative that shapes our understanding of the world today. The mysteries we've uncovered, from the lost city of Mapungubwe to the sacred drums of Luba, invite us to dig deeper and ask new questions about the richness of Africa's heritage. But this is just the beginning. The ancient African kingdoms hold countless more secrets waiting to be discovered, and their stories are far from fully told. If this exploration has sparked your curiosity, I encourage you to dive deeper into these fascinating histories. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What kingdom or secret stood out most to you? Let's keep the conversation going and continue to uncover the hidden gems of our shared past. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an adventure into history's greatest mysteries. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through the ancient African kingdoms. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep uncovering the stories that connect us all.